Yo, here we go. Yeah, we're live. Mm. What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
How's it going?
Hey,
Did
we're
you
here.
know that this is another episode of UFO Garage?
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs,
Aliens and
and
all
all
things
things weird.
weird.
I would
Oh,
also
yeah.
like to bring up the fact that MJ Sedona bought a pot roast today for $60. How
Oh,
insane is that, dude?
That's too expensive for a pot roast.
You remember back in the day, pot roast for like $18?
Mm. Sweet pot roast. Sweet, slow roasted meat. It's a
I actually
butt.
had some roast last week, bro, and it was
Damn.
good. It was
That's
real
what's up.
good. I'm not even gonna lie. Had some cabbage, carrots, some potatoes, and I threw some lemons in there, dude.
Mm.
It was ham. It went ham, even though it was roast. You know what I mean?
Was it a pork roast or was it a beef roast?
It was a beef roast.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
When people say pot roast, I think it's like weed.
That was after the pot roast. There's two kinds of pot roast.
Apollo just said the exact same thing.
Yes, dude. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I wonder, when we're going to get to the point where our technology is so advanced that we can 3D print pot roast. I feel like we're still going to 3D print them too dry. It's going to be too dry, man. Not enough gravy. There's never enough gravy
because you gotta pot roast. You gotta 3D print the bouillon cubes and the and the beef broth.
Well, if you're 3D printing food, do you have to even print the ingredients? You just print the thing.
You better print the ingredients, dude.
What if I want to skip that part?
Well, then it tastes like poop.
I'm bad at measurements, dude.
I'm bad at math, dude. I can't cook roast. Oh man, yeah. So, did you have any cool, fun stuff you wanted to say to everybody? Or
well, I guess we'll start off. I mean, the National Cathedral, the event that happened last night. What happens to us in space in the future? That's the exact title.
Yeah,
dude, I was able to log in or start watching when Jeff Bezos was about to close, and then I saw Avi Loeb and Professor Reverend Wilkinson.
Horton Heat.
Yeah, Horton Heat. Yeah, go up, and yeah, it was interesting, man. I know you said that you popped in for a little bit too. What did you think of that, man?
I watched the whole thing, dude. I watched the whole thing today. It was pretty good, man. Yeah. I thought it was cool, dude.
Actually, and furthermore, it was also cool.
Yeah, dude.
Like the fact they did it in a cathedral was dope. I don't, like, in that there was a not a priest, but a representative of the Catholic Church that was speaking. Obviously, he's biased because he is representing the Catholic Church, but it was very respectful between both parties. That's what I really liked that. Did you catch that? Like, there was utmost respect between the two. They were like, "Hey, do your we nothing but love, bro."
Right.
And
yeah,
ladies,
it was good, man. It was good. Let's bring our guests in and we'll keep that on the back burner because it's kind of a cool, just round table-ish type discussion that we can definitely have.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Jojo's at his chair right now, so I'm gonna wait till he gets back.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Can you see the backstage?
I can't see the backstage, man. No, you run the backstage. But I also thought, hey, the YouTube is a little bit of a delay, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Why?
Dude.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. If he's watching it, and then we're talking about it, and then he's like, "Oh, 3 minutes later," he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna run in there, dude."
Perfect.
He's got two studios. Eh? He's a big deal. He's a big deal.
Yeah, Jojo dude. Bone.
Man.
I'll wait. He just got back on. I can see him on the camera setting it up.
Oh, man.
He's about to sit down. We're doing a play-by-play of our guest in the background.
Play-by-play. Now he's making a sandwich. He's got the mustard out.
He's still going.
Oh, we're going with provolone today.
That's a shiny piece of that's a thinly sliced piece of provolone.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Aurelio? How you doing, man?
Yeah, what's up, everybody in the chat? Apollo, thank you so much for that super chat, bro. Thank you for that, bro.
Yes. Already, right out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen, our super chats are open tonight, and we're gonna be chatting super.
Apollo says they've been 3D printing ramen noodles since the beginning of ramen noodles.
I feel like it. They taste like 3D printed shit.
They do.
I can't eat ramen noodles. It makes me nauseous.
Dude, awesome. All right, well, let's bring in Jojo Bone, man. Jojo, what's up, dude?
Hey guys,
what's up, dude?
Fancy
How you doing?
Meeting you here.
Yes, man. Yes.
What a coincidence! Wow.
right.
It so happened. It's crazy running into you like
I was just outside working on my spaceship. I thought I'd come in, and there you are. All right, yeah.
So you have your own UFO garage as well. Working on the spaceship, right?
Yeah, working on the spaceship, man. Yeah. You know, you never know when we're gonna have to bug out.
You don't.
You know,
I think that was I think that's their plan too. Like they don't know, you know, that's why they have spaceships, right?
That's right. That's the way it works, man.
Heck yeah.
You know, if we're all hanging out and all of a sudden we see all the dudes flying over us splitting, we're gonna say we better bug out too, you know.
Yeah.
They must know something.
And we'll have a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
We've got a couple
We'll have a spaceship.
Yes. Hey.
Yes, man. You got it. Well,
yes. Well, Jojo, man, I'm so glad you're able to make it on with us. It is kind of random how this all kind of happened. I mean, you I guess you had, you know, kind of just stumbled upon the show, and you were actually on with William a couple weeks ago for Halloween, and to check it out, right? So, you know, that's really
right.
Cool. You know, then we find out that we're all from the same town. Like that's even
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, man.
Some of these guys are my neighbors, man.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
They got spaceships too.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Probably need your own spaceship, dude. So
it's not just me and Joe doing it anymore.
I didn't know, man.
Yeah, man. So like you were saying a little bit earlier, you're you know, you do a little bit of you know, you got your little studio, you do a little photography and things like that. You also have your own little show on KBSR, which is you know, Black Sparrow Radio. It's right down here downtown. And so I mean, it sounds like you stay pretty busy, man.
I do stay busy, you know. I stay busy with lots of little things. And that's the way to live life, you know. I don't want too much responsibility. What was the movie American Rose or American Beauty? Remember the guy who lost his job and he goes into the fast food place and he goes, I want the job. Do you have a job? Or I want a job with the least amount of responsibility possible. And they said, well, we have fry cook available. Is that the least amount of responsibility possible? Well, I think so. I'll take it.
Take it. Yes.
So I'm like the fry cook of Taylor.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I mean, hot oil is you got to be pretty responsible with hot oil, man.
Whoa!
You know,
you do. They didn't tell me that. Oh man,
we quit.
It's true.
Oh man, I don't know about that. That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. So Jojo, man,
it's all right.
Tell us a little about what you do on your show on KBSR for the listeners, man.
Well, my formula I'm evolving to is music with conversation, right? With mixed in with some paranormal, you know, stories and topics of high strangeness, because I like that. And I like to just like weave it in.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
when we're listening to rock and roll, we're rocking out. And then after the song, who knows what I'll say? I'm doing that paranormal thing,
I love that.
And so that's the kind of, but I told you, I have a co-host, and after the first week, her parents got sick with COVID.
Oh.
And so she's had to go take care of them. And so I've been flying solo a lot the last few weeks. So you need to get working on the formula again. It's the formula, man. The formula. Cherish the formula.
Yes, man.
Right.
Man, we get that. Ben and I kind of started this whole thing with zero formula, right? It was like me and Ben just always talked about it, and we were like, let's throw it on the internet and see what other people have to say,
man.
Too, right? Because it's kind of a topic where people. They either love it or it's just completely way out in left field for them. And we were like, let's see if we can contact, maybe some just like friends and have them on the show. And man, it's kind of evolved into this whole thing. So you never know, man. Maybe no formula is a good formula.
I think it is. Yeah. Just go out with their hammer and nails, a few pieces of wood, and start hammering it together. Build it and they will come.
That's right. Yeah. I think Jesus said that.
Yeah.
No, I don't
know. It was Kevin Costner.
Said that. That was Kevin Costner.
That's right.
I didn't know Kevin Costner was Jesus. Oh my God.
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
Oh,
Kevin Costner is the Son of God. Oh my gosh. Well, you learn something every day.
Yes, dude. Yes.
That's good.
We all the listeners, I mean, some of you may know, some of you may not know, but we're actually going to be doing a live event December 4th down at the Black Sparrow. We're going to be having Terry Lovelace with us. Jojo, if you haven't heard the Terry Lovelace episode, go check him out. He's got a great book.
I'll do that.
An amazing story, man. And we are so excited to have him down there. Now, do you run your show like at house, or do you do it in that little studio in the Black Sparrow?
I produce my show in my other studio here at the house, and it's pre-recorded, right? Mm-hmm. So I do it. It's a 2-hour show, and then we upload it to the server, right, to our broadcast server, and then it magically knows when to play my show. It's magic.
Magic, dude.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, if it's perfect for your show, then
it is. I love it that way. And then sometimes I've forgotten about it, and I'll have the station tuned in, and then all of a sudden there's my show comes on. I go, whoa, I forgot all about that.
Yes,
That's me.
Oh man. Well, I know you said that your co-host kind of fell off. She has responsibilities she's got to take care of and stuff. So if you ever need a hand, man, reach out to us. We'll come and hop on.
I'll do that
and banter with you. We love
that. Thank you.
I mean, we did music before we did this, and then our drummer moved out to California, and so we were like, well, nothing like having a new drummer 50 plus songs, right? You know what I'm saying? So we were like, let's do.
So you two were both in a band together?
Yeah,
you two were in a band together.
Yep, I'm a.
What was the
player.
name of your band? What was the name of the band?
It was Ben's name. Ben Baxter Band.
Ben Baxter Band.
Yeah.
Ben,
it was kind of like a funky soul R&B kind of a vibe. It was fun, man. We had a lot of good times for sure.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
Because I thought I saw a bunch of little alien gnome people outside of Ben's house, and they were saying, Ben. He's a celebrity, man. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Oh.
He is a celebrity.
I thought it was the only one that saw those little guys out there.
It was always his name on the marquee, man.
Too, man.
They're so loud. They're here every night.
Yeah. Well, and actually, I'm stealing that scene. What was that from Men in Black? Remember, they open the locker up in the bus station or whatever, right? And they go, whoever is the last person, right, who stick their head in there, they're the new god.
Yes, man.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's Ben to the little gnome people.
I think that's a Men in Black movie, either like maybe the second one or the third one. Yeah, it's like this tiny little universe that exists in this locker.
Yeah.
And he opens up the locker after like being gone or have it not been open like 20 years, and he opens up the locker, and then there's like this whole civilization in there, kind of like that scene in Toy Story where like the claw, it chooses who will stay and who will go. Yeah, it's genius. It's genius.
It is. It's really well done.
Yeah.
So,
I love those Men in Black movies, man. I love that franchise. It's so much fun.
Super good. I feel like
it is good.
I feel like those movies are kind of a soft disclosure. Do you know that term, Jojo? Is that
disclosure? Yeah, soft disclosure. Yeah. I had never thought that, but you might be right.
They're
screwing with us. Like every time we watch one of those movies, they're messing with us.
Ben and I had a conversation about the first Men in Black movie. Whenever Will Smith is, he's looking at that photo of the tall being, and apparently Agent K is handing him some flowers, and he's like, "Oh, you got that nice man some flowers." I always felt like that photo could have been a real photo that slipped in and nobody knew about it, but there's little nuggets in every one of those movies that I pick out, and I'm like, "Oh, that's real. I don't care what you say, that's real." I'm not even gonna get it. It's real.
It's the same soundstage where they produced the lunar moon landing.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. Well, did I say that out loud? Whoops.
You did. You did.
I wonder if so this conversation could go so many different ways. I feel like right now it's both. That's where I'm at. I've gone back and forth over the fence and back. Where did we go to the moon? Did we not? I feel like it's a little bit of both. I think we did go to the moon, but we are only shown so much of actual footage, right? Like marketing and you got magazines to sell. You need a high quality photo or video to show on TV. Jojo, do you know anything about that? Like the
well, I've heard, probably a lot of the same stuff you guys have, it's like, well, because that was right. Because it was very important because of the arms race at that time, right? With the Cold War with the Ruskies, and we couldn't be seen to fail. That was very important that we succeed. Right. See, that's what I've heard. I've heard that it kind of like what you were saying, where there's kind of a mix of things because they had backup stuff going in case, it's like if some guys are dying on the moon, that's not a good thing, right?
No. Yeah. No, so they don't want the Russians to know that, right? Like if something.
No, they want anybody to know it, especially the Russians, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that as a kid. Because at the same time they were going, the Apollo, was it 11 that landed the first one on the moon, right?
Yep.
And they're going up there, and there was a simultaneous story. Russia was putting out news bits about that they got a satellite headed there, parallel to us, and they're doing it too, right? I remember that they were letting this kind of stuff kind of leak out, and they were putting it was propaganda. But at the time, there's Walter Cronkite, he's telling us all about it.
Wait, so you remember that there was a satellite following the mission?
Yeah, there was like right. The Russians said that they let it slip out. And I think it was propaganda they did have some kind of mission, but they didn't reveal entirely exactly what was going on, scope and so forth. And so they would let things slip out to lead us to believe that maybe they were headed out to the moon too. We didn't know what it was. It was in parallel. It was all going on. And that's lost. They don't report that stuff now when they do documentaries of it, but I remember.
That's a topic like could possibly like develop like one of those Mandela effects, where like you remember stuff never gets talked about or reported, so it gets lost throughout history, and then there's only like a select few people who remember, like, yeah, you remember that? And they're like, nope, that never happened. And you're like, no, I know that it happened, right?
Yeah. I've had that happen to me with my friends. We're all sitting around and like, that dude's dead. I know he's dead. We're all saying, no, he's not dead. It's like, no way.
Yes.
Whoever we're talking about, right? And you can remember vividly, their funeral being covered on TV, a news story or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But he's not dead. Like, what the hell is going on with that?
I know.
I don't know. You guys are as psycho as I am. I'm into all of this stuff. I love this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have experienced the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Right? In my life. And, I would swear that I knew things could happen one way.
I think that's
later
happened
it wasn't.
With a lot of us, man. I feel like a lot of us experience the Mandela effect. And I think what really makes the Mandela effect interesting, I don't want this to turn into a Mandela effect episode. What's interesting about it, is like, it really kind of like, I feel like a lot of it plays on like the attention span, or like how much people pay attention, to things, and like how the human brain just remembers and stores stuff. It's very strange, man.
I've got one for you guys.
Well, we know now that they've done studies, on human memory, for the sake of like, courts and law and all that, just to get an idea how, and we know that human memory is not reliable at all.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got one for you guys that I figured out. So I thought this was, I totally fell victim to this Mandela effect. I remember the Lucy, I'm home. That's what Ricardo supposedly says.
Or you got some splaining to do.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You got some splaining.
Lucy, you got some splaining to do. I know where that's from. It's from All That, dude. If you grew up watching All That, they used to do a spoof where Amanda Bynes played Lucy, and I don't know the other cast members, but
the guy who had the big ears, he would play the big ears guy. Yeah,
dude. He said
You're
said
saying
that
Ricky Ricardo never said Lucy, I'm home.
Right.
Yeah, I can believe that.
He didn't say.
So the exact quote is, Lucy, you got explaining to do, and everybody remembers the line, and apparently it never happened in like any of the episodes, and people have gone back and watched every episode, and it happens. Same thing with like Timmy and the Whale. Like Timmy never fell in the well.
It's and so I think the same thing happens with other tributes. So like Jim Carrey is at the root of a couple for me. One of them is the Monopoly guy. Everybody remembers the Monopoly guy having a monocle. He doesn't have a monocle on the box, but he had a monocle in When Nature Calls. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. That dude had a monocle on. And that's one of my favorite movies. That's how I remember the Monopoly guy. I don't really remember the game all that much.
So I wonder if we get them mixed up. Doesn't the Planters Peanut guy have a monocle?
He does.
Oh, he does.
Yep.
Maybe we're getting them switched up, because that happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
Mix my memories up,
Yeah.
Okay, here's
about that.
Here's a good one. Okay, this is a good bar bet if you want to win some money. Okay.
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart never said, "Play it again, Sam."
Oh.
No.
That is a good one,
dude. You can win that every time. Oh, yeah, he did. No, he didn't.
That's a good one, man.
He said something like, "You played it for her, you can play it for me. Play it." He says something like that. He never said, "Play it again, Sam."
No, man. One of my favorites is stovetop stuffing. Stovetop never made stuffing, apparently. I was like, what the hell?
Are you kidding me? It's not stovetop stuffing?
No, apparently it's Kraft.
Oh, man.
What the hell?
Man.
I've lived my whole life.
My whole childhood is wrong.
Yes, man. Yes.
Oh wow!
Oh shit. But dude, so you know, you're
Are you going to tell me there's no Santa Claus too?
Hey,
some
you
would
mess
say
with my Santa
maybe
Claus.
we're talking to Santa Claus. I mean, I'm sure if you put a hat on,
That's true.
yeah, you got the sweet beard going on. So you know,
Thank you.
and
Talking to sweet beards. Look at your beard.
hey,
It's,
you know,
yours is a very manly beard. Very
a lot of
manly
times
beard.
when you just let it be on your face and forget it exists, you know, that's what it does. People always ask me, how do you
where
how do you
this
do
came
that?
from. This is the first time I've had a big bushy beard. This was like because I just stopped shaving. I just stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm looking in there and saying, wow, that's kind of, I'm going somewhere with this. I don't know where.
That one day you eat a hamburger and you get a mouthful of hair. You're like, damn, this thing is getting long. Right?
Yeah, it's getting long. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right. Or you get the hair, you're not trimming above your lip anymore, and all of a sudden you realize you're getting hair. You're chewing on hair while you're eating dinner.
Man,
I know this is gross. This is totally gross, but it's true.
It is.
That's what happens. And then you realize I got to trim some of this back. Crazy.
I'm telling you, I bet I have consumed about 50 pounds of hair in my lifetime.
Wait. There's a joke there, but I'm going to let that go.
There is. Yeah. And I didn't even live in the 80s, man. You know?
Yeah, that's good.
Dude. Yeah, man. So Jojo, man, the you know, you're into the weird stuff too, man. I mean,
man, I love it.
When it comes to kind of stuff, what are some of your favorite for you? You know, some of your favorite topics, you know, events that may have happened.
Well, I'm totally into UFO anything. That's probably my most favorite. Okay.
Right.
But and like in terms of UFO, like I love Kecksburg, right? I love the Phoenix Lights. That's cool.
Yeah,
and of course, cool then they're all the basics, you know, the classics. You know, there's Roswell, right? Yep. And then there's what's the forest in the
Rendlesham
military Windlesham. Yeah, that's a really a good one.
Yeah,
that's an interesting one.
A good one.
Yeah,
and I love all those things, man. I just love them.
See, yeah, dude, we started out with the famous ones, right? The ones that everybody knows, like to kind of like if you were ever to get your certification for ufology, you kind of have to know some of these, you know,
right. Your PhD oral exam in ufology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I feel like the oral exam. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't. There's a lot of jokes I can make up. Everybody's thinking it. But yeah, like it's crazy. Like doing this podcast, we've learned so much and talked to so many people with their own experiences, and there's so many other stories that are so much more detailed and crazy and just push the envelope. It's nuts how like these early stories that kind of just for some reason hit a note for everyone. And not only in the community, but as a whole in Western society, like everybody knows something about Roswell. Like they know even if no one's ever a person's ever looked into aliens, they know that Area 51 and Roswell are connected. And then maybe you are a little bit more interested and you hear about the Travis Walton case or Betty and Barney Hill. And I feel like there's like a tipping point where like if you reach a certain someone's story, like, okay, now you're in, dude. There's no going back. Like it's
okay, we can go right. We can tell you who killed Kennedy now. Oh, you've reached that level.
Yeah,
we've met a couple people who say they can tell you who killed Kennedy. It's pretty wild, man. Like, it gets so deep.
It's funny that you say that because it's so true, though. Like,
yeah,
dude,
I know this.
Yeah. And then they're all connected, like, and they're like, yes, and the UFO stuff is connected to the assassination of Kennedy. And you're like, what the hell?
When I was, a couple of days ago, I was thinking about being on tonight, and I remembered there was this fellow, and I hear him, because I listen to all kinds of shows on the radio and stuff, right? And there's this guy, I can't remember his name now, but he's like the master of all things paranormal or conspiracy. right?
Oh,
and he jumps from one thing to another. It's like fluidly. Everything is connected. Everything is one big thing.
Oh, David Icke.
Whatever it is. What's that?
Is it Ike? Something Ike?
Could be.
David Icke. He's the rep.
Clyde Lewis.
He goes from one thing to another really
yeah,
fast. And
he just
knows,
like boom, boom, boom. You mention anything, and he's like, "Oh, that's related to this that we were just talking about," and he tells you how it was related, and you're like, "Man, this guy's, he's either a psycho or he's a super genius, or maybe he's both."
Maybe both, dude. David Icke, he's one of those characters, man. Like I could listen to him for hours, but
yes,
you can't sit down in a coffee shop and say what's up, right? Like you're there for 3 hours.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and you can't nearly remember it, right? Because there's so much that goes by.
I think a lot of that is like that's like hypnotism in a way, where someone speaks so many things and it makes sense to you. It like you don't have enough time to do your research and say pause, hold on, let me look that up. It's like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Oh, I can see how that can work.
Yeah. And each little step makes sense. But then you go back and you realize, like, go end to end, like in the past hour, what you've covered, and you think, wait a minute, how did we get from here over to here?
Yeah.
And it's all connected. It's all one thing.
Yeah. I know. It's like the most insane spider web of all time, right? Like, that there's a center point, but where it ends, who knows?
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, have you ever heard the account of Kennedy's mother actually before she had Kennedy apparently witnessed I may be getting the story a little bit wrong, but apparently she was standing in the kitchen one evening and witnessed a blue light come down from the sky, and it actually came to her, and then she had missing time. And then after that happened, she found out she was pregnant with JFK, which is pretty interesting because then you get into the whole story.
That is
like,
wild.
JFK, knew about a lot of the stuff that was going on, and he was wanting to release some of it to the public. It just so happened that, we had like this Cold War situation going on. Like it was just there was so much going on during Kennedy's time. But, and then Marilyn Monroe started opening her mouth and talking about all this stuff. So that, all right, let's get rid of the Kennedys, Monroe. We can't be having all this stuff. With their pillow talk going on, we can't be having that. And so, boom, that was the end of them. Scary, man.
Okay, so
it happens just like that.
Who did you guys say you think this guy was? Was it David Icke? Is that it? What's the name?
Yeah, I think Ben said
because one of your listeners just popped it up. If that's who it is, and you guys can get him on, you've got to have me on too, because I want to take the ride. I want to take the ride, man. You know what I mean? It's just like strap me down, strap me in for 2 hours, and we'll just take the ride, all of us.
I would,
because you don't have to. You don't have to really say much. He'll take the whole thing and just go. Yeah, and entertain you for 2 or 3 hours. Just boom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. David Icke, man, is one of those guys where. So this is how just messed up the world is right now, right? Like if we were to have David Icke on the show and then we were to post it, YouTube would immediately take it down and they would say, oh, you used a bunch of hate speech. And it's happened to us before. We've had somebody on who was one of those types of people, He's got a lot of intriguing documents and photos and things like that. He's written books. Amazon won't sell his books anymore. We can't even say the name or else this video will get flagged. Yeah, they flagged us for hate speech. And not once did we say anything about hate speech. We talked about the moon landing. Yeah. We talked about JFK. I think the thing that got us was the Parkland shooting that had happened.
A lot of these organizations, they're very inconsistent,
it is.
with what when they're trying to, censor and things and control things, they're inconsistent. So it's like, wait a minute. And so-and-so said this and you didn't say anything to them, and we said something really benign, and you're all over us now,
Yeah, we don't make YouTube enough money to let things slide, so they're like, shut that shit down, dude. Like these fucking idiots. Like,
Yes, man.
Shut your mouth, Santa.
Exactly. So, but yeah, man, it's freaking crazy, man. It's really crazy. But man, I love all those stories, and like I don't care what it is. Like Big Willie had a flat earther guy on the other day. I loved it. I love that episode. I don't think the Earth is flat, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying, like for me, that just sounds
I
silly.
saw that. I heard.
Have I ever been to space and seen around Earth? No.
I love it too.
I love
and
it.
You can't keep up with them because every time they mention something, they go, well, explain this to me. And they're like, well, I just accepted it in science class. I never know I was going to have to explain it.
I know, man. I know. And it's crazy.
I haven't done that. No.
Yeah.
It's hard. I couldn't explain
a lot. You have to admit to him, well, no, I've not seen it myself.
Right.
Well, I try to explain.
And then you say, well, I read it in my textbook, though. And he goes, that's a whole nother thing, your science textbook.
I know.
You know who writes those?
And it's like, really hard for me.
Like it's like, like everything I know is wrong.
I know.
And it's like they're telling you all this stuff, and it's like you can't keep up with it. And you're like, well, and you're thinking, well, maybe, I guess I've never seen it. No, yeah. I guess I've always just taken that for granted, or whatever we're talking, you know what I mean? And then after a while, you start questioning it. It's like, well, maybe it is flat.
Yeah.
Huh? I think it could be flat.
Could be.
Maybe Taylor, Texas is the center of the universe. Could be.
It is, dude.
It's definitely in a goddamn hole.
That's
why we never get any rain.
How else could you explain us randomly bumping into each other here?
Yeah, right.
That's right.
You have a point.
Man.
And that's okay. Well, we need David Icke here to tie this all together for us.
Yeah.
He could probably tie together flat Earth for us too. It was like
it might be able to. You might
and anybody out there listening, I'm not putting any of these people down at all. I love this. I love to listen to them. I have respect for everybody's point of view, man.
Us too, man.
Who am I? Who am I? I enjoy it. I love hearing what they have to say. Yeah,
that's what we're about, man.
And I don't know everything.
Yeah. I think it's important to hear other people out and not just like completely say, I'm not even going to entertain your idea. I think that's kind of counterproductive. At least hear people's ideas out and make the decision for yourself. Don't make it before you maybe listen to some facts or opposing theories. Because how did we get to where we are? Everything's made up. Okay. We made up everything. We made up everything. Okay. Everything started out as an idea, as a theory, and then we proved it through the scientific method, right? Like, so it's worth a shot. Just
it's the truth. Right? When Einstein first wrote his, had his miracle year, they call it, and wrote the papers about relativity and all this stuff, they thought he was a kook, right?
Yeah.
Says that can't be the way the universe works, right? And it was the way the universe worked. It was a relativity, and gravity is just bending space. That's all it is, And he pulled together time and space, and we're like, wow, this can't be true. This is too crazy, And every experiment that's ever been done has been his theories have predicted it right. And here's the other thing, okay. There's the physics of big things, which is Einstein and relativity and all that.
Relativity.
And then there's the physics of little things, which is quantum mechanics, right? And they contradict each other. But every time we do experiments on either one, they predict the outcome of the experiment accurately. Right. And you're like, how can this be? They're contradictory. They're contradictory collections of physics knowledge, right? Yet they seem to both be true simultaneously. And it's crazy.
Michio Kaku talks about that, and he talks about how, like, if you have the theory of relativity and the mathematics going one way, and you have the theory of quantum physics going the other way in equations, right? They both match beautifully until you look at the very center, and the center, for some reason, they don't agree. all the answer for the center for both sides, right? Because you can do the equations and make it make sense until you get to the middle half, and it's to be infinity for some reason, right? Which is weird because you could start with infinity and then break off into relativity and then break off into quantum mechanics, and they marry each other beautifully, and until you try to put them together, and then all of a sudden there's this weird infinity equation that nobody knows what infinity is,
Right.
so it's all just guesswork at that point.
If we didn't have relativity and quantum mechanics, GPS wouldn't work. If we didn't understand them both simultaneously, right?
Correct.
We would have put these satellites up there, and we would have gotten the wrong answers, and we wouldn't have been able to figure out what's wrong.
Turn right ahead.
That's right. Turn right.
Predictive programming. You're like, oh, you fucking missed the turn.
That's right. You're now in Taylor, Texas, the center of the universe.
Shit, we totally went the wrong way.
Thank you very much.
We ended up in Taylor again. We're the bunch of
beer around here.
We're the Dairy Queen. No,
there's ducks everywhere. They're all in the middle of the
Look, there's God. God is a fry cook at Dairy Queen. I didn't know that.
God wanted the easiest job with the least amount of responsibility.
That's right. That's right. He said, I created the universe. Woo! I only had 6 days. I'm taking the 7th day off. I'm a fry cook.
I'm just chilling. Yeah.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, and I'm like the employee. All I can drink Coke.
Yeah.
It's part of my employment plan.
Real quick, I kind of wanted to build off of what you were saying about Michio Kaku, Joe. And there's also this shadow experiment. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen it and I can speak to it. But it's basically like a 3D rendering, or maybe it's been done in person. But it's just picture the letter S, right, in a sans serif typeface, and it's got a bevel to it, so it's in a 3 dimension. And then there's 2 points of light. One is at the very back of it. So when the light shines on that letter, it only shows a rectangle. And if the light shines from the side, it shows the S on the wall. So both are true. They're both a rectangle and a S shape. But it's based off of your perspective. I don't know if you guys can visualize that, or if I did that, or if I spoke to that well enough. But like, I kind of just wanted to build off that what you guys are talking about.
My tiny little brain had a little trouble with, but I think I follow what you said.
Yes.
You just blew. You just. I had to reboot. I am having to reboot right now. Yeah, just boom.
Wait, an S could be a square.
The pot roast.
Cool.
The pot roast isn't ready yet, dude. You got to put it back in the oven.
The pot roast.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I guess it's like they're both true. It just depends on your reference at the moment. Of what you see or experience. Wow.
Where the light is shining from, because if you're at the bevel, right, like it's a 3-dimensional object, but an S turned this way is a rectangle, but
I mean
this way it's it's kind of cool. But yeah, like,
how do each of us know the other 2 guys are really there? Think about it.
Oh, maybe I'm a pre-recorded video that you guys think I'm actually not here, dude. I'm sleeping.
You're in the Facebook.
You're pre-recorded, yet you know the questions before they're asked.
Predictive programming. I used my TomTom, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's the algorithm, right? We already know what you talk about and like, dude. So
maybe Taylor is the center of the universe. It's possible. It's possible.
Yes,
it's possible.
Oh,
it could work.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how far the edge of the universe is. I mean, if you get out to Elgin, is it kind of a little ways past Elgin, or maybe?
That would be hilarious.
The edge of the earth. Elgin's
Oh
we
my
don't
God.
know. Where is Elgin right now? Where is it right now?
It's back
is it
that
there?
way.
Elgin only exists in our minds.
Right. Well, hey, that's the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? Is like observing.
When we're there, it exists. And
like
as soon as we leave, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, like while
See,
you're
that's a quantum
observing,
mechanics kind of crazy thing.
collapsing reality
or it
through
was.
observation.
But
I think there might be an audio lag. I know
there's just a statistical probability.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
That's
Jojo.
right.
There is a lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it in your headphones. There's definitely a lag.
Yeah. Whoa.
Catching up.
Uh-oh, that's you know what that is? That's a tear in the space-time continuum. That's the Matrix. You know, the Matrix is acting up.
Well, the Matrix needs to behave itself
It
for
happens.
the next hour or so.
You know,
God
the
damn it.
Matrix
happened.
I listen. I watch so many podcasts and people that use StreamYard like every day, and it seems to be like we have so much trouble.
Are we the only ones who have that?
I don't mean to sound like I'm being the victim here, but damn it. His 1080 video quality is amazing, his audio, but yeah,
I know.
So
what happened? Is he backstage right now, or
yeah,
what?
He's backstage actually. Yeah.
Okay,
let's bring it back in.
Let's bring it back in. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, Jojo. You got a little bit of a delay going on.
Yeah, I'm backstage. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
we've got you on
back.
There you go.
Woo! You're not going to believe where I was just at.
Were you in Elgin, dude?
Did you go to Elgin?
Did you go to Mars?
Yeah.
The edge of the universe.
And Spock was there, and he had a mustache and a goatee.
It's a different reality.
Crazy.
Guarantee you, there's an old cowboy.
I was in the anti-Elgin. The anti-Elgin.
Anti-Elgin.
Oh,
I didn't know. Thrall.
Is Thrall the anti-Elgin?
I guess so. I didn't know Vulcans could grow facial hair.
Could be.
That's a great idea.
Could be. Do we have anybody left listen to us at this point?
Oh yeah, we got a full house.
We got a full house.
Oh, do they? They're as nuts as we are.
Oh yeah, they are.
I'm digging it.
That's what we love about our listeners, man.
I'm digging it. Hey, everybody out there.
Yes, man. Oh gosh, dude.
We've got a good crew, man. Very inquisitive.
Yes, I was in the.
Sorry, that lag again,
I was
dude.
at the anti-Elgin, and they told me to bring back a message for you guys.
What is it?
They said we listen every Thursday. We listen. That's what they said. Keep doing what you're doing until we tell you otherwise. And
okay.
I said, okay. I'll give you a message. So now you've got it.
Keep
doing it until further instructions.
I love how everybody else has started to misspell Thursday as well with us. It's like Thursday. So good.
Someone says we want spooky. What is spooky? A person, a thing, or do they want us to be spooky?
I think it's Spooky Morales.
I think it's one of our buddy Spooky Morales. He
is that it? Okay.
Yeah, let's. We're kind of just. It's just kind of a laid back, chill night tonight, dude. I mean, we really don't have a plan. So Spooky, dude, let me know, man. I'll send you that link, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna. I'll just put it in the thing.
This is like high science tonight, man.
It is.
This is like we're tripping out on science.
That's what we do,
dude. Yeah. Usually, dude, I'm tripping out on science all the time, bro.
That's what we do.
So, Ben, let's get it, dude. Let's get into that cathedral. Let's get into that cathedral topic that we were talking about earlier.
I can believe that. You guys look like you're tripping on science.
All the time. Holy shit. That's like a 30-second lag, I think, dude. Oh my god.
I think it is a 30-second lag. Jojo, I'm sorry. We might have to reconvene,
hop out
bro.
and then hop back in.
Hop back in. We love you. Come back as soon as you can. Well, hop back out and then hop back in.
And then come back in. Yes. Yes.
You want me to hop out and hop back in?
Yes. See if we can fix that lag.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool,
yeah.
Dude.
It was good there for a second. There was like a 5-second lag, but it like grew.
Yes, it did. It did
into like a 45-second deal, dude. That was wild.
It was, yeah. I freaking love this guy, man. Jojo's awesome, and people are digging him, man. So I'm almost
maybe it's because we're both in Taylor, and with both of us streaming, we're using all of Taylor's like internet at the same time. I think that's
exactly what it is.
That's what's happening. And for those of you that don't know, Taylor's a very small town for now. Yeah, it's a very small rural town. Like if I walk outside and drive my car like a minute in either direction, I see nothing but fields. Pretty awesome. But the cool thing is I can get to any grocery store and or retail place within a minute as well. So that's cool.
I'm jealous of that. I thought Georgetown was going to be kind of like that, but no, dude.
Nope.
There's
a
too
lot
many
of traffic.
There's too many people here.
At like 4:00, dude. Forget it, bro. Forget
All right,
it.
We're bringing Jojo back in. Let's see if we can fix that lag, dude. If we can't, we might have to have you on a maybe jump in. How we doing, dude?
Uh-oh.
I can't tell if he's waiting for me.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
You see me?
Oh my god. We can see
Wild,
you again.
Man.
It's so how far away are you from your router?
Ow. That was so funny. Holy shit.
I tell you what, let me exit again.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
He's got a plan. We know the man has a plan.
I hit my dang lip, but my headphones.
With what?
Well, my headphones, I snapped them on my face.
That was so funny.
That was so, he was just
Hey.
I love this dude.
Can you see me?
I love this dude.
That's so funny, dude.
Jojo Bone. Here we go. Okay, you make a noise when you can hear me. I can
hear you.
Oh no.
It's working. I can hear you.
Jojo, I love you, man. I think the lag is too
okay. I'm going to do the Star Trek thing when they're like they're getting bombed, they're getting shot at. Ready?
What is happening right now?
I don't know, but I love it. Jojo, hey bro,
like,
we love you.
This is an episode of Star Trek.
I can't even,
like we're gonna have to have you back on, dude.
She's gonna blow, Captain. I can't keep her on the internet.
Oh my god. I can't even tell if he's making noise right now.
I can't tell.
Oh my god, dude. Oh shit.
Okay, dude. Well, hey, I'll email you, bro.
Hold on. Send him a private chat.
No,
get the private chat.
Okay. All right.
Okay, there it goes. Hold on. See if he can move closer to his router, if that's a possibility. Because I don't want to lose him.
I know.
I mean, we can carry it, but I don't want to lose him. Ask him if there's any way that we can get this. If you can get a little closer to the router or anything like that, because like the delay is insane. Oh my god, like it's so funny.
Yeah, dude. Okay, all right. Give me a second because I can't talk and type at the same time. So
no, it's okay, dude. Yeah. It's kind of like how like I can't think of paying bills and masturbate at the same time. Like, it's impossible. I don't know about you guys, but like immediate softy. Like, if I'm in the middle of a good sesh, dude, and then all of a sudden like bills pop in my head or somebody texting me, that's it, bro. That's it. It's gonna take me another 5 minutes. So I I turn my phone off. Oh, there you are, dude. There you are. Hell yeah.
Did you say paying bills and masturbating at the same time?
Yeah, you can't do it. It's impossible. Because you're like, yeah, I'm so happy and this is awesome. And then you're like, oh, that's so sad. That's so expensive. Why did I buy that? Why did I buy electricity? That shit's so expensive. You know?
Oh, there's nothing more sexy than having to pay money.
Seriously. Why did I buy this house? It's so expensive.
God, so many messages are being flagged. How dare they, dude? Like, you can't even say the word sex. What the hell?
What?
Like, messages on the YouTube chat are like being like flagged and shit. Like,
are they really, dude?
I think we got a wrench. I think maybe Chad is in here approving them. Thanks, Chad.
Nice, dude.
Or well, I don't know who else is a wrench in here. Because I can't figure out how to make people wrenches. I've tried. I made it. It worked, and then now I can't figure it out. All right, let's keep it going, dude.
Chris Holmes says he can master bill pay.
That's a QuickBooks additive. You got to pay an extra $20 a month for that one, dude.
I think so.
Chad, it is Chad. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Dude, Simon says wrap the router in sausage skin. In the spirit of the show, that shit'll work. Trust me. I agree, dude.
It's honey baked ham, sausage skin. Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to say a quick plug for Chad, man. Chad, he's got his own channel. If you aren't subscribed to Chad's channel, check him out, dude. He's starting to do a morning show. Did you know this?
No, what the fuck is up with that? You keep sending me links, bro, and like it's 4 a.m. How am I gonna hop on at 4 a.m? I gotta be up at 5 a.m.
Well, he's already on like when I'm just getting on my computer for work. So I'm like, it's like that's my favorite part of the day. It's fucking awesome. I'm too like brain foggy in the morning to actually hop on. But one of these days, maybe next week, I can wake up a little earlier and hang out. But like, dude Chad Smith in the morning.
I know. I feel bad, dude, because I haven't been able to hop on. And then same thing with Paranormal Chop Shop, man, with Sonny. I feel bad because I haven't been able to hop on. I've just been doing so much family shit, dude. Like, like once Friday hits, dude, it's like family time. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
and it's a bummer because I want to hop on with those guys and bullshit. But I always try and at least hop on live and check in and say what's up,
Yeah.
And
well, speaking of Paranormal Chop Shop, dude, Sonny and them have a medium on tomorrow night, and dude, I'm stoked. I'm gonna be listening. She's gonna be like doing live readings. So if anybody wants to be read,
that's dope.
Like an actual medium, and to be read, I don't know if it's their past lives or their future or whatever. And dude, I'm stoked. So y'all check out. I'll put the link. Already put the link in the description on YouTube. So check them out, dude.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
I want to know, is she from Jamaica? Possibly.
It could be.
And they have a medium on tomorrow.
But we have a large on.
We have a large on tonight, and then next week we're gonna have a small on. So yeah. So we have a large tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Paranormal Chop Shop has a medium on tomorrow, and then next week we have a small on. So check that out.
But dude, hey, how awesome is it like that? There's people in the world that can connect. Because dude, I think there's something to it, bro. I mean, when we had Barbara Jean, man.
Holy shit,
man. We had your Barbara Jean on last week, man.
It's like she knew exactly why I like to party, dude. Because I wear the same clothes that Prince would wear, just like back in the day.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm so decisive as well, Like I'm very like, yes, nope, because I had to pick all them fools that had to go. In the parties.
Yeah. Dude. Wait, so did she say that you were like a bouncer? I can't remember exactly what
she said. That like in the royal court, I would gather people in these parties, and then I would decide who would stay and who would go, and kind of like entertainment a little bit. And I wore like these really flashy clothes. I would wear like a bustier sometimes, you know.
Did she actually say that?
She was like, "Fool, sometimes this is Barbara Jean's exact words, okay? Fool, sometimes you wear like a bustier and that shit looks nice." And I was like, "Hell yeah, Barbara." And she was like, "Yeah, fool, that shit is nice." And I was like, "That's what's up." So those are Barbara's exact words, dude. Chris Holm, that's exactly what I thought, dude. I was like, "Am I a jester? Am I the kingdom's clown?" You know what I'm saying? I have been known to be the class clown. I had a teacher tell me one time, she was like, "You're just the class clown, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, it's fucking awesome." And then like I went home and I told my mom, and I was like, "Mom, the teacher said I was a class clown today." And she was like, "You're grounded." And I was like, "Wait, is that a bad thing?" And she was like, "Yeah, that means that like you're not paying attention, you're cutting up, you're a class clown, which means like you're not shit you're supposed to be doing." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's any parents' golden achievement that their kid becomes the class clown. I was voted class clown every year from middle school to high school.
Yes, dude.
Teachers loved me, but they also were like, "All right, okay, you're not that funny." And all the students were like, "Well, he's not that funny, but he's the only person I can think of."
2005, I got voted one of the most liked in high school. And then I asked the popular chick if she wanted to like, go out. And she was like, "Nah, fool, you stupid." And I was like, "Oh."
She said you're stupid?
I was like, but I drive a 970 Impala and that shit is cool. And she was like, "That's exactly why I don't want to date you." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, what the fuck, dude? You think that would be like the damn it.
I know. And I was like, "But I'm in a band. And like people in bands are cool." Like, "No, you're not cool enough." And I was like, "Shit.
You're not cool enough."
You're not cool enough.
But I'm not, but you are cool enough. Let's rock. Let's rock today. Okay, we got Jojo. Jojo Bone is back.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happened though. Jojo Bone putting on.
He looks clear.
Okay, I shut down my other studio and I rebooted my network.
You sound great.
Does it sound better?
Yes.
Oh yes, and your responses are like right on time.
All right,
dude.
Like
yes,
dude.
That made a huge difference.
I'm so glad that this is working now.
You look so much clearer, and yes, dude. Yes, oh, yeah. We were like, we can't just like not continue. Let's try something. Thanks for doing that, man.
We thought it was
my Wi-Fi hadn't been rebooted in like decades.
Wait,
that
sorry.
Might have been what it was.
We were both using internet and Taylor at the same time, and we were using all the internet.
That's right. There were two people. There's probably someone else somewhere connected too. You can't go three people. Two is the max. So
yeah. Yes. We had to call it. We had to put an ad out in the newspaper. Nobody used the internet tonight because me and Jojo, Joe and Jojo is in the internet tonight.
You had to put it. You had to put an ad in the paper.
There's a big circuit breaker on the pole outside my house. I just pulled it and turned it back on.
Boom!
Oh my god!
And then a monster woke up in your backyard, and he was like,
The handle on that.
There it is.
The handle on that circuit breaker is actually an ear of corn.
That's right. Yes, it is.
Oh, dude!
You know our secret technology now.
Yes, dude. Yes. We were about to get into there was a I guess conference last night, and it was, what was it called, Ben? The future of space, future of humans in space.
Yeah, and it was at the Washington Cathedral. And it was, I don't know. Yeah, it's they hold all kinds of events there. And I thought just, man, so Jojo, if you don't know about this, man, they had a bunch of speakers, including Jeff Bezos, Avi Loeb, and a couple of
Reverend Horton Heat.
Reverend Horton Heat.
It was a reverend of some kind. I don't know.
But yeah, like, so it was religion and, well, like one of the most richest man on the world that just went to space. And then Avi Loeb, who is a scientist, physicist, that's currently working at Harvard, written a bunch of books, super smart guy, big fan of his. And he's got a lot of ideas, and he's got a lot of people that are backing him up. He also just started this new program called the Galileo Project. And I think it's going to be working in tandem with the James Webb telescope. And what they're trying to do is look and use this technology that we have to not only look at space, but also, hey, while we're at it, let's try to find some of this debris like a Oumuamua or these UFOs or these small little, when I say UFO, I also kind of mean objects in space that aren't planets, aren't comets, that are doing weird shit that we just want to take a closer look at. So anyway, they're having this conversation with members of the Catholic community, leaders of the Catholic community. I just thought it was beautiful that they were having this conversation with the amount of respect towards each other.
And agreeing on a lot of points, which is very interesting, right? Because when you get into this topic, you start to find that, oh, you mean the Vatican owns one of the largest telescopes in the entire world? Oh, you mean the Vatican has like so much data on space and has been looking into this for a very, very long time? You know, like it is very interesting. I mean, you even have the Pope coming out and saying, you know, things like, oh, if there were extraterrestrials, they would be our brothers and sisters, just like they claim to be. Just like in the Bible, you would treat everybody as your brother and sister. You know, why would that make them any different? You know, you really see a lot of this religious and UFO stuff really starting to kind of not oppose each other anymore. You're really starting to see it kind of maybe come together a little bit, and I think it's still in the very like infantile stages of discussion. So there is a lot of like marriage of like, oh yeah, I agree. But when you get into the nitty gritty is whenever people will start to disagree. But I think right now is a beautiful time because we're starting to see kind of that marriage of like, you know, just acceptance and, you know, more of a open mind in a community that may have in the past been a little bit more closed off and narrow-minded about this type of subject. It's very interesting.
And where is this happening?
This happened last night at Washington Cathedral.
Okay.
They set it up and they did like a whole live broadcast. It was almost like 2 hours long. It was very, very interesting, man. You know, the conversation.
And so everyone's deciding to listen to one another.
Exactly. And honestly, that is the most important part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about religion, we talked about aliens, but the most important part that I hope a lot of people got out of that was the fact that, hey, we sat down and on two topics that seem to be polar opposites, we actually married them a little bit, and we actually have a little bit of an agreement, which is really kind of neat. And the UFO topic as a whole, man, it has been so divided for so long, but I think it may be that one thing that possibly connects people worldwide. You know, the next biggest thing since the internet, man. You know, I really do.
Yeah, now you mentioned the internet. You know, I think the internet is involved in this because suddenly now the little guys can communicate with each other, you know, and start, you know what I mean? We can self-organize. We don't need a government to organize us, right? We can self-organize, and it's starting to happen, right? And so you're seeing different theories and ideas coming together and congealing, right? That are maybe truths. New truths are congealing where we can see them. And I love the word congeal.
I love it too. I like the way you say it, though.
Yeah. Chills.
Something's congealing in my pants right now. Oh my god! Oh my goodness! It's congealing. I'm congealing. I'm congealing.
You might have to have your own show on the UFO Garage podcast platform.
That would be fun.
When you start talking about things in your pants, that's when we know you're a prime candidate.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Not just things in my pants, things congealing.
Yeah. Yes. You're a perfect TTFA member.
TTFA, exactly.
Yes,
do you, Jojo? Do you know? Have you heard of the TTFA, to the Farts Academy?
Wait a minute. Say that again.
TTFA. It's short. It's an acronym for To the Farts Academy.
I saw there was a post that you did today, and that's for the first time. Did I see that on there?
Oh, you saw the certification?
Yeah.
You can get a degree now, and you get certified on the web.
You can get a UFO Garage degree
with your name on it. You get a certification with your name on it, dude. You can print it out and put it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Man.
We'll send you a printout and put it on your wall, dude.
So
yeah, I will.
There's another group called To the Stars Academy, and what kind of separates Ben and I from the rest of the UFO community is that everything to us is a parody. You know, so we're like the Monty Python of the UFO community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's right.
Everything and To the Stars Academy. Like, I mean, we're talking. You know, you get Tom DeLonge. You did have Lou Elizondo. You had all these guys that used to work for the theoretical physics working group. I mean, it was a very big thing. They're the guys who released all the videos to you know, the New York Times and the Navy and all those things. So they've done a lot of work lately. The narrative is what always kind of like threw us off. So we were like, parody time, let's do it.
Yeah, it's like, what are those funny walks all about? Let's talk about those tonight. The funny walks. There's been a lot of funny walking reported. For all you young people out there who haven't seen Monty Python,
it's so
that's
good.
That's a famous skit from Monty Python. The funny
dude, Faulty Towers was one of my favorite you know, shows that came on from Cleese, you know, John Cleese. And that dude is a genius. He's such a genius. I loved it, man. Anything Monty Python, I'm there. And unless I'm with my wife, and then complete shutdown because she won't get it.
Yeah, it's just funny how that works, isn't it? I mean, some people they don't get it. You know?
Don't. Yes.
So it's funny walks. It's funny.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't, if it wasn't funny, it wouldn't be called funny walks. It'd be called boring walks.
Yeah.
It'd be called, but it's funny. So we call it funny walks.
That's why Michael Jackson has the moonwalk, because it's backwards. It's moonwalk.
Exactly.
It's different, you know?
You're making too much sense. See? You're making too much sense.
Is Funny Walks the one where they're at the castle and the guy's like running towards them, and he keeps like the camera keeps like zooming away, and it like he'll get close and then it'll switch back to the castle and then back to the guy running.
So that's the holy grail. That's
the movie. Oh. The Funny Walks was just in one of their TV episodes, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, see, that's a deep cut. Yeah. I'm like mainstream have only seen the movie. Like that's
something just popped into my head. I have to mention it to you guys. Yes. I haven't seen it for a while. Have you ever seen the TV series called The Prisoner?
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
You must see it. And you know Patrick McGowan that did Secret Agent Man back in the late 50s or early 60s. Okay. Well, he agreed to do one more year of Secret Agent Man if they would produce this series that he conceptualized called The Prisoner. And if I try to explain it to you, kind of I'll mess it up because I would have to think about how to explain it, but I'll try a little bit. So basically he's this secret agent, and we don't know why, but for some reason he wants to quit or retire or something. And you can see at the beginning that he's angry about something, right? Well, somebody, we don't know. Remember, this is back during the Cold War and all that stuff was going on, right? So he gets kidnapped and taken to this island and held prisoner. But the island just has a community on there. It's this little community with little houses and little coffee shops and record shops and everything, but it's really a prison. No one there can leave. And you presume they're all, ex-spies or something. And during the whole series, basically, we don't know why he quit. There's all kinds of mysteries to it. Okay. And I've probably told you enough that it's weird now. Okay. And only about 1 or 2 or 3 people out of 100 like it. But if you like it, you really like it.
Yeah. Sounds like I'm gonna like it.
And you guys in your audience might really like it.
The Prisoner.
I've got the whole thing on CD. And it only went for 1 season. There are only 13 episodes. And that's all he wanted.
I love that
there's a beginning and an end.
13 episodes,
something like that.
1967, The Prisoner, sci-fi.
Is that it? Okay.
Angela Muscat, dude. Yes.
It is so cool. And every time you see an episode, you have to watch an episode over and over and over because you keep seeing things. It's really deep. You know what I mean?
Love that.
It's on many levels at once.
It's funny how you watch a show that's okay, and then you watch it again and you start noticing it's almost like we were referencing the Mandela effect earlier, where I think we're just realizing that our brain is, or maybe our consciousness is more complicated and unpredictable and kind of plays with you in a way where even though you're watching a show, you think you're taking it all in, right? You watch it all the way through and you try it again and you're like, oh, that thing and that thing. And, oh, wait, hold on. And then you watch it a third time and you're like, oh, shit.
That's the way The Prisoner is. Every time you watch it, you're like, whoa, I never noticed that. And you're like, how did I miss that? And that's really important.
Yeah.
Right. And then I had my ex-wife. I just said, okay, what's that mean? What does happen? I don't understand. I was like, you just got to let it flow over you. You're working too hard at it. Just let it happen. Let it happen. I don't like this. She liked to get to the end of an episode, and know that okay, what happened? What happened? I don't really know what happened. It's the end of the episode, We'll have to watch it again to figure it out,
That's my favorite thing to say. I mean, I do it to my wife as well, but she'll be like, okay, so wait, what happened? Who is that? I'm like, just watch. We don't know what happened.
We don't know.
Just watch it.
I mean, that's part of the joy is not knowing sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And you get to watch the episode again because you still don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, yes.
Okay, so let me give you a typical thing they would do in The Prisoner. All right. So it takes place in this village, and everybody there's got a number, right? And Patrick McGowan's character is number 6. Okay, he's number 6. And then the person that kind of runs the village is number 2. And so Patrick McGowan says, who's number 1? He's this real authoritarian kind of guy, right? Who's number 1? I am number 2. You are number 6. Who's number 1? Well, so we never see number 1, but every episode, there's a new number 2 because he fucks up. Okay? And whoever's running the place replaces him, right? And there's a new number 2, right? Because he's Patrick McGowan's character, number 6. He's the most important retired or whatever imprisoned secret agent there.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to break him down and get him to tell something. Right. We don't know what it is, right? But here's the typical thing they'll do there. They'll have these really Art Deco phones you can imagine, from the 60s, different colors, right? The kind that set and they had the dial on the bottom of the phone. You ever seen those?
Yeah.
And they kind of come up like an arc, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So there's several phones on the counter of the control center, right? But there's one phone that's really big. It's 2-3 times size the other, and that's the phone to number 1. It's just hilarious. They just make it bigger, There's this big ass phone that's the phone to number one. It's so cool, and it has just kind of cheeky stuff like that in it too, right?
Yes, that is awesome.
That is 100% my type of humor. Like nothing about the story changes, but like one tiny thing that that's obvious, like the phone, like that's so funny to me. I love it.
It is, yeah. I mean, and the episode, like I said, you guys just need to watch it. I'm sure you can find it out there. Probably see all the episodes on YouTube now or something, right?
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. So look it up, The Prisoner.
That's hilarious.
And they're great, man. But like I said, most people don't like it, but if you do like it, you go insane for it. It's just too cool.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. Smoking Joe asked, "What was the name of the Vatican's largest telescope?" And it is called Lucifer.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And if you look into Lucifer, it may have a lot more different meaning than you thought it did in the first place.
Yeah.
And then also that we were talking about the who's number one. It reminded me of who's on first.
Yeah. Right.
Who's on first? What's on second? And
then they have this big white ball, or several of them, right? And it's like at the bottom of the ocean, and it gets released. If anybody ever tries to escape, the big white ball pops up out of the water and chases them down. And the reason they did it was because I heard him in an interview. He said when they were first doing the show, they had contracted out somebody to make this complicated looking robotic kind of thing, right? And it never worked, right? And it was and they were going to be falling behind in production and all that, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like getting drunk, laying on the beach, looking up in the sky one night, and they see this thing going over, right? And they look and they watch it, and they find out. They say, "What is it?" Well, it's a weather balloon. So that's what they used. And I love that. That's the way how it happened, right? It's much better than this mechanical thing they would have done, because this is more abstract. It's just this weather balloon, full of air kind of thing. And what they did is they'd be off camera, these big fans blowing it around. And they'd have, like, if some guy's trying to escape, they just blow the balloon to catch him. See, you're gonna love this.
I'm watching this as soon as we get off tonight. I'm gonna find it on Amazon.
Yeah, that's happening.
I'm finding it on Amazon. Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's just too cool. Yeah, it's too cool, man. And it has all this 60s junk in it that we were grooving on, like the Manchurian Candidate kind of stuff, where people are getting reprogrammed with crazy science and with crazy drugs and electrodes on their brain and stuff like that,
Yes.
Yeah, because they're trying to break him down, and they'll have a scene where they'll go, "We can't kill him. Don't kill him. We need him." And you're like, "Whoa, what does he know?"
Yeah.
Right? So they're trying to break him down.
Jojo, what do you think about that, dude? Like, what do you think about like Manchurian Candidate style things? We've discussed with a couple people now. One of them, Lorian Fenton, she actually dove into the super soldier thing quite hard, and we're talking not just super soldier like bionic arms or anything like that. We're talking like remote viewing super soldier type things. And she actually threw a conference for super soldier topics, and some very I don't know how to word this. Some very strange things happened to her and a few of the people that were involved with this. And we're going to go as far to say as like fatalities. Like there's a couple. Apparently there's a story where there was a few people who had shown up for this conference, and the next day, apparently they were all sick and ended up dying. She ended up getting very, very sick as well. And apparently they had, taken her to the hospital. She thought maybe she had like the what was it? The swine flu at the time or something, like, something had scarred her lungs really bad, and they had chalked it up to pneumonia, but it ended up not being pneumonia because it wasn't fluid in her lungs. There was actual pockets of like solid things. And there was, she had told the story. She had known a couple people that used to work for the CIA. And she was on a show telling her story about, putting on these conferences. And then this random thing happened to her. And one of these CIA members had actually said, "Oh, you have, what was it? The bubble lungs or bubble something or other," where basically, like back in the day, they would go to the prime minister of like a country that they're trying to invade or change the politics or whatever they're doing, right? Whatever the intelligence agency is doing at the time, they would go to these countries, and he was saying that what they would do is they would actually they would dress up as like AC repairmen or something like that, and they would go in and they actually had canisters that were, a bioweapon, and they would run these canisters into AC units and things. And the prime minister would die. They would say, "Oh, he got a bad case of pneumonia," and there was nothing we could do about it. But really, it was a manufactured biological weapon that these people were using against other people who had information. And that was an easy way to get rid of these guys.
It was a spore of some kind, right, Joe?
Yeah, it was like a fungal spore, I think. And dude, I mean, as we've dove into this, we've found a lot of these fungal spore type stories going on with people who are trying to tell their story and talk.
Not anymore though.
Not so much anymore. Yeah. The game has changed a little bit, but now we have to figure out what are they doing now, right?
Release the spores.
Like if we know about it, like
that.
Yeah, exactly. If we know about it, they've moved on from that. But when it comes to the super soldier thing, man, we're talking like there are people who have claims of actually, like I said, not bionic arms or robot body parts or anything, but we're talking remote viewing or actually going to a different dimension, I guess, for lack of a better term, and actually fighting off-world battles of dimensional beings that are coming here, right? And there's an actual military force that we have that is actually going to these dimensional battles. And when they come back, they have this feeling of like, all of them had this feeling of like eating raw liver, right? And they were saying that it could...
That's funky right there.
Yeah, it could possibly be because whatever they're doing, if they're transmitting you into these alternate dimensions, that it may be doing something to your iron in the blood. Yeah. And you need to refurbish, all the nutrients that you had lost. And so these guys were all saying, yeah, I have this intense need for raw liver for some reason. And it's happened to multiple people. What are your, I mean, this is kind of right down your alley, right? Because it's pretty out there. What are your thoughts on something like that?
Well, there is a lot of strange stuff in this world that we know nothing about. Let me tell you, and I'll get back to your story, but I think it relates. When I was just a little kid, I was preschool. I was like maybe only 4 or so.
Just a wee lad.
I was just a wee lad. And I remember having this idea in my head that and I'd be looking at my mom, I'd be sitting on the floor or whatever, playing with my trucks. And then all of a sudden I'd be looking around and I'd say, how do I know all this isn't an illusion? Now that's wacky for like a 4-year-old kid to have. I said, what if we can just pull all this back, right? And that's not really my mom, and there are no mothers. This is just some false reality, And I'm thinking, I'm 4 years old. Where did this come from?
Trippy thought.
It is trippy. It's trippy now. I don't know. I had it when I was 4 years old. But getting back to your question, I mean, man, there's so much stuff. I know that I know nothing about, and I have to accept that.
Yeah.
That will blow my mind. For example, I think it's possible that aliens, the guys we see floating in the sky, are maybe beings from Earth, but they're in a different dimension than we are, right? Because that's what that string theory now says. They're up to like 13 dimensions. And maybe these guys can go between dimensions that I can't go between, or something.
Right.
You know? So about soldiers, secret soldiers fighting secret wars. Maybe my reality could just be my reality. It might not be the reality.
Yes.
I have to accept that. And they know that now. They know that the way our minds take in like the senses, right? And and it mixes with our experiences and so forth, and it creates a reality for us. Yeah. Somehow, our mind or brain or whatever.
Interesting.
Right? It creates a reality.
Interesting.
And like you and I, we three right now, and our audience, our realities that are being created are like overlapping, so part of our realities are being shared with each other. But, after the show, we go back into each of our realities again.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And then, so you're just a memory now, and our conversation is just a memory in my reality. And I'm moving on down the road in my reality.
I hope that I'm dancing like this in your memory all the time.
Yes.
Remember me. Remember.
Dave Scott in the house, Spaced Out Radio. He's Chad
Pay
Smith.
no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Right. The all-powerful Oz.
That's right.
So Jojo, you bring up an interesting idea. So like the idea of like what sensor are we taking in our world with, whether it be our cameras or our own eyes. We've talked about this a little bit on the podcast, but I wasn't really able to formulate it into a solid idea until last night when I was listening to the National Cathedral thing with Avi Loeb. And I've never heard Avi Loeb say this. I just think it's awesome. He referenced someone else. So it's me referencing someone saying something that someone else says, but it's about this fisherman that comes back from the ocean and says, look, guys, the smallest that a fish can be is 2 inches. That's just the small. They come out 2 inches, and that's as small as they can be. And the parable is, well, how big are the holes in your net? Well, 2 inches.
I like that.
I just love that. I'd never heard that before. So
I like that. It's very, very interesting parable. Very interesting story.
When I think about that is I kind of skipped that parable where it was like, okay, that's something I can wrap my head around, right? But I've been struggling with this idea since the
fourth grade.
Fourth grade. Since the Tic Tac incidents, we talked to Gary Voorhees, good buddy of ours, who was the air fire controlman who saw a lot of the radar data and said that it was something that he'd never seen before. And
that was a Tic Tac incident that happened on the Nimitz. You may have seen it on the news.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the fire controlman.
And I've been struggling with this idea of, man, it's got to go deeper than that. Like, just because we're tracking something with a radar system that has a specific frequency, I don't know. I'm not a radar technician. I don't know how it works. But if we're looking for radar signals and stuff, where we're using electricity for stuff, we're only going to get things that exist in the frequency of electricity. If we could, even electricity itself, it's not the end all be all force. There's other forces that are more powerful than electricity. Right? Like gravity for one.
Physics tells us at least we have the electric field and gravity, and then the weak force and the strong force, right? The 4 forces they talk about in physics, right? Mm-hmm. Well, like, who's to say they aren't using either those or some other things that we haven't discovered yet to communicate,
right,
and so forth, right? Because you think about it, how using electromagnetic waves through the air is probably pretty primitive when you think of if we knew more physics, that all the other ways we could communicate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all thought AM was totally cool, and then someone invented FM. They're like, "Whoa!" I mean, that's a good example.
I still love AM radio.
Like, if I had an AM receiver, right, and there's FM signals I didn't know about them, I would be tuning it in. I wouldn't know anything about it. These guys are FM, and it's cool. And they've got.
I don't even know the difference between, like, do you know the difference between AM and FM?
Yeah, I'm a retired electrical engineer. Okay, here we go. Right, can you see my fingers? Right. Okay, here's AM. That's AM. Okay, you ready? And this is FM. I'm like, you're asking, what the hell does that mean? Okay.
I am. That's exactly.
Okay, this is like you got a sine wave, right? Which is a certain frequency that you tune on your AM radio, but you're modulating the amplitude, right? And that's the information, right? It's a sine wave, but it's got a lower frequency signal on it that makes it modulate, makes it get squeezy down and bigger. Okay. Yeah. And FM does the same thing, except it does it with frequency. It's like a slinky, right? FM's like a slinky.
Cool.
Okay. Does that make sense? FM is a slinky.
I like
right?
that.
It compresses and gets sputtery. It's the frequency varies along the wave, right?
Yeah.
That's why they call it frequency modulation.
Okay.
So what happens with a ham radio? That can alternate
ham radio,
both, right?
Ham uses AM for some things and basically FM for others. And then you get into single sideband and double sideband and stuff. And yeah, it's really just mathematics at that level.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll come back on another episode and we'll do a lecture. I'll have my whiteboard here. Everybody can take notes.
Yes.
And we'll all go out and get our ham license.
I would love that.
I have a ham radio. And
do you?
Cool. I've been messing with it, and I always catch the
breaker 19.
yeah. This is man. I've been messing with it and just trying to figure it out. Most of the things that I use it for are just scanning frequencies because I'm just trying to find weird shit like number channels, that pop up randomly with random little numbers.
Well, every once in a while you hear the little beeps doing beep 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 beep. Yep. Like, what the hell is good? Some of it's Morse code, but some of it isn't. It's just devices communicating in the electromagnetic spectrum.
It's so cool. It is so cool.
Just out there doing their thing, And maybe it's ET.
And that's exactly why I'm only scanning for the most part, because
that's right.
If I want to listen to the radio, man, I'll just go to my car, unless I'm out in the wilderness or something. But yeah, I love that radio, man. My wife got that for me like last year for Christmas, and dude, it's so awesome. I always take it whenever we go to like UFO trips. I always take my ham radio with me.
I dig ham radio. It's very cool.
Yeah, I want to get
my ham radio. I have my ham radio license, but I got it and then I never did anything with it.
Yeah.
There's 3 levels, and I've got the second level license.
That's cool.
And then the highest level takes a while to get. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, you have to learn all kinds of antenna theory and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, because you can listen on ham radio, but you're not allowed. It's illegal to respond or talk without a license. So. Yeah, I've thought about that too, man. I kind of want to get my license for it just so I can, hey, this is the bandit, like
that's right. Breaker 19. This is Joe. This is Joe at the UFO Garage. Breaker 19. Is anybody out there? Come back to me.
Smokey. I'm Smokey Joe. Yes, man.
I'm digging it.
Yeah. And our last week's conversation, man, we're talking about all these different, types of physics and communications and the way that, we transmit information and the big 4 that you had talked about. Well, we may be adding a 5th soon, which is
really
consciousness.
Oh, definitely
consciousness. could possibly act as the fifth, right? Because of all this, there's been a lot of studies done just on consciousness, and there's a lot of wishy-washy data when it comes to like number generators and things like that. But we do know that for some reason number generators are acting at the same time that the world decides it wants to be conscious about a certain subject.
I personally think consciousness was here before the physical universe.
That's beautiful.
Consciousness just was out there.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Keep going.
It was out there. And then maybe somehow it somehow caused the Big Bang to happen, right? Because it wanted to realize something it called physical. It wanted to become this new thing and live and express itself, right? And so what do we do now then? And then out of the universe comes life somehow, right?
Right.
And then consciousness starts to move through life, right? To experience the universe that it created.
In the age-old question, chicken or the egg, do you think, I feel like we're talking about consciousness had to exist before physical reality in this thought experiment, right?
Right. That's what I think.
Yeah, dude.
As a matter of fact, there's a famous scientist, and the guy is a super genius. And the whole thing is called biocentrism. Biocentrism, I think it's what it is. I think it's the name of his book. Look that word up, and you'll find the name of the guy. The guy, he's like one of these guys into genetic engineering. He grows tissue, and in his laboratory, and like tries to help people. Right, like one of these, he's working on things like one of these days we'll grow a kidney if you need a new kidney. Right, we'll take a couple of your cells. Well, he's that guy, and biocentrism, I think is what he calls it. And it's like turning everything backwards. He says we have it backwards. And he goes into quantum physics and stuff. He says what we do these experiments in quantum physics, and they tell us the way the universe works, but we don't want to believe it.
Right.
Quantum physics predicts some of this stuff. And then we do the experiment, and we find quantum mechanics is right, but we don't want to believe it because the experiments are too whacked out. There's like the universe. It's like universe knowing, like you give an answer and the universe knows what the question was before you spoke the answer.
Yes.
I'm serious. Stuff like that.
It's kind of like wacky. how these objects in the Tic Tac incident, well, in a few of these incidents, right, where they had a rendezvous point where they were all going to meet, right? And for some reason, the object knew where they were going to be before they even went there, right?
Right.
Operating off of this consciousness, off this frequency of some kind,
Right.
And it's super interesting.
Well, you guys know what entanglement is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where, so particles are entangled, and that's how they can communicate instantaneously across, billions of light years.
Right.
So they're not communicating like that. That's not the way it works.
So in the quantum, I'm probably going to butcher this, but the quantum entanglement theory is that two particles can live or exist with any distance. It could be a foot apart. It could be a billion light years apart, and they will mirror each other. I guess my question is, do you guys remember if it's the equal and opposite, or if it's the same exact?
I think it's equal and opposite.
Equal and opposite.
Like if one has one spin, the other will have the other spin. Yeah. For example.
So
the particles can be in different places and be different ages. But be the same particle, right? Or not the same. They're two different particles, but they're quantumly entangled, which means they can be different ages, but still be able to communicate at the same time. Like,
that's
friggin'
cool.
Amazing.
It is. It's very. I mean, it can be hard, obviously, to wrap your head around some of this stuff, but there are a lot of really smart guys that do wrap their head around it, but they can't believe it. You know what I mean? They understand it, but on the other hand, they'll say, "Well, but this can't be right. This can't be true."
Yeah.
Question for you guys: If this wacky stuff that we're talking about, is accepted by enough people with consciousness, I mean, if we agree that all humans or even every living thing, I mean, we can go as far as saying that even trees have consciousness. If everybody, well, let's go ahead and just say if every human agreed that this wacky stuff is true, do you think that gives it more power and more of the statistic to be in reality, like to manifest? Like if enough people, it's like Tinkerbell, right? Like if enough people agree that it exists, then it's gonna exist.
I believe there's something to that. I think as we bring our minds together, eventually we figure it out and we see it for what it is. Well, you know, the younger generation of physicists coming up now, they are more likely to accept these things we're talking about. You know,
exactly.
They look at the science and they look at all the experiments that their forefathers did and looked at, and they say, well, that's the way it is. First of all, I've got to accept that's the way it is, and then try to interpret it. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Right.
In a lot of ways, they try to prove it wrong so that they are certain that what their forefathers have taught them and things that they've read in textbooks are correct. Right. Like, I feel like that's the journey of anybody in that field, where the scientific experiment, even though someone's told you something is how it is, you have to do the experiment for yourself. I mean, doing the experiment for yourself and seeing it, doing it the hard way, is the only true way for you personally. I could just only imagine somebody that's like smart enough to do that would have to see it for themselves, and then you push the boundary. Like, I don't understand why it's so difficult for people to realize that out of the box thinking and pushing the boundaries is how we progress. Like,
it's too expensive to rewrite math and history books.
It's a lot of paper.
Well, yeah,
right?
it's that. What is it? They said physics progresses one funeral at a time. Have you heard that?
Dude,
it's very true. It's very true.
I actually
basically, one generation of physicists kind of has to die off, and because they have things they can't accept.
Yeah.
Right.
It's for the next generation.
They look at the evidence and they know the evidence is correct, but they can't accept it. What it says, what it means.
I have a point I want to make, but I kind of want to lead you guys down this thought. Like, why though? Like, are we talking politics here? Is that why this stuff hasn't been accepted? Are we? Yeah, Joe. When students of physics, or I've seen it. Everybody, I feel like, that's been into this topic for a while have seen it in Egyptology, where there's this monopoly over what gets the approval to be said in the public, or what, like the Sphinx. Oh, you can't see the Sphinx because it's under construction, or you can't say that the Sphinx is this old because we know it's this old, right? This kind of oligarchy or this overshadowing umbrella that's preventing progression, even though that there's young scientists blatantly finding evidence that disprove this old narrative.
Or moreover, it's the same evidence. They just look at it with fresh eyes.
Great point.
That's really what's happening. It's the same. They look at all the experiments that their forefathers did. They said, well, everyone agrees, their forefathers and them, that this experiment was correct, and in the theory predicted the outcome of the experiment, so it's correct. But they won't accept what it must mean. For example, right? Because there was there's a generation of physicists that's kind of moving on now as we slowly change. They had to fight generations of scientists that had to fight against witchcraft and things that weren't scientific and probably weren't correct, right? And people got burned at the stake, let's say, and all that. And so they grew up fighting against that and wanting to push science, right? Well, then science got too wacky, for them. It was like, wait a minute, science isn't this cold, dry, purely mathematical thing. or maybe it is purely mathematical, but we can't accept the mathematics. The equations predict this, that, or the other, but we can't accept that. That can't be true. Like how can the universe know what the question's going to be before it's asked?
Right.
Okay. So the universe will tell you what the answer to the question is before anybody knows the question. How can that be possible? Well, you can do quantum mechanical experiments that set that up and show that. Okay. That something is anyway, that's the only way I can describe it. For example, it knows the question. It knows the answer before the question.
Right. Joe, you're muted, by the way. So I'm thinking about...
I have so much important stuff to say right now.
You say, because I have to pee, dude.
Oh. Okay.
Then I'm next. I have to get some water.
Okay. Yeah. I have so much to say to that.
Go for it real quick. Okay. So, dude, I absolutely love this conversation. And when we're getting into quantum mechanics and consciousness, I want to shoot over to the chat a little bit. Kira Angel says, my contact experiences start with consciousness and a gut feeling. Mm-hmm. And I have heard that a lot of times. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this, Jojo, but we're filming a documentary right now.
No, I didn't know that.
I'll send you the trailer that we're working with after the show. But one of the people that we've talked to has actually said, you've heard stories of UFOs and they have like this weird blue light that kind of comes out of the ship or interacts with people somehow. And for some reason, it seems like people know that it's there before they see it, or they hear these communications from the craft and they're like, it's all telepathic. We're speaking telepathic. There is a scientist out there.
So what you're saying is many times they know things out of order.
Exactly. Okay. Before the thing even shows up, they know it's there, right? And that's from the abductee themselves.
Right.
There is a scientist who has done an experiment, and it did involve magnets and rotation. One of the fellas that we've talked to has spoken about this and how the magnet rotated, and the scientist was just letting him observe, and the magnet eventually it fell apart, like it exploded, but there was a blue light that happened right before that happened. And turns out that light are the synapses in your brain. Every time you formulate a thought, every time that you think something, that electrical impulse that happens in your brain operates on the blue light spectrum. And so whatever this was, we may have created a thought form or a form of consciousness with these magnets and the rotations. So that blue light also connects to the frequency of your brain, which is the blue light. So maybe, is it possible that these craft are using this blue light? It's not so much telepathic communication, but maybe it's like an extremely high-powered like Wi-Fi that's connecting with consciousness. And the idea lately for me that has been mind-blowing is the fact that consciousness is not just this thing that exists everywhere. Consciousness is a possible form of technology that we just don't understand yet. And if these craft are operating in that same light frequency off of this consciousness and using it as a technology, I think maybe we're taking another step up in the right direction on like
or maybe ET uses consciousness to travel.
Very possible.
It travels with consciousness because the consciousness is the ultimate truth that everything's built on.
Right.
So they're using it to travel. They're using it to convey ideas between each other.
What was it?
It's all an idea.
The Montauk Project, I believe. Maybe the Montauk Project, where they had said that they had actually recovered the seat of a craft, and they found out that the craft is biological in a sense, to where it interfaces with the being in the craft, and all they have to do is think of a time and a place and a point in space, and the craft will take them to that exact place instantly, because the craft is interfacing with you.
Yeah, I've heard of abductees. Some claim that they can summon ET, right, with their minds, for example.
I think that's true. Ben and I have witnessed this on a couple occasions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
They're called antennas. The abductees, for some reason, there's an area in the brain, the basal ganglia and the putamen, that light up. Like when you put them in an MRI, the white brain matter usually means dead brain matter. But in this case, it's so active, it lights up white. And for some reason, abductees are running on a higher frequency than regular. And the intelligence agency actually calls them antennas. They've done research on this, and they classify them as antennas.
Go ahead.
Robert Davis is a former Harvard professor. Just was on our podcast last week talking about this exact thing.
Oh, I heard him.
Eric Mitchell
is one smart dude. A smart dude.
Eric Mitchell's been saying this stuff to us for 2 years straight, and we were like, I don't get it. And then
it was blowing my mind last week, dude.
And that guy was pretty articulate. He seemed to be able to explain things.
It's crazy,
so that you could understand it.
He's saying,
Einstein said, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, then you don't understand it yourself.
Yeah,
right.
That was Einstein, right?
Eric Mitchell.
That guy was very good at explaining. Yeah,
he's been saying it the most simple way to us for 2 years now, and I don't know why. He's saying the same thing that Robert Davis. It was pretty wild how
it's almost like they.
Well, we know now that all living things are bioluminescent. Now, have you ever been to where in the ocean or places where they have the bioluminescent, organisms in the water? You can run your hand through it at night and you can see the water glow, right?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that all living things we know now exhibit bioluminescence. And so then maybe that's another clue, that's the essence of life. Right, it's tied together with bioluminescence is this fingerprint, right, of something that we don't fully understand yet, but it's not the truth that this gray matter up here gives rise to a personality or to a living thing, right? It's the other way. Right. That's what biocentrism is. It's the other way. The consciousness, right? Life is one of those things that it's exhibited in the universe that allows consciousness to come into the physical universe and experience it, right? That consciousness is where everything comes from, right? That's the driving force, if you will. I don't know how else to say it. Of the universe, right?
Yes.
It's consciousness, it's not. And we know, for example, that no one can come up with any good theories of how the memory works in the human brain, right? Well, maybe, consciousness theory would lead us to believe that memories and experiences somehow are stored in the consciousness realm somehow. And our brain is just tapping into that, right? Yeah. One really interesting theory I heard was the code in our DNA is like the maybe, and this is not a perfect analogy, but it's the best I can do, is that maybe the DNA is a code, right, for how you find your particular memories in the web of consciousness, right? It's how you connect to the consciousness realm for yourself, right? that's encoded in our physical DNA, right? It's involved somewhere. And then you get to the bioluminescence and all that, and it's like, whoa, like maybe we're onto something.
I love that.
That our biology knows how to tap into consciousness.
Yes, dude. Yes. Gary Voorhees says that I think once we actually understand, there will be no difference between consciousness and tech, which is very interesting. And Gary's the guy that we were talking about that was the fire controlman on the Princeton whenever the Tic Tac incident happened. And he's actually, I believe he's the president of UAPX, which is the UAP expedition. And they are a team that is setting up all this. They're trying to get a bunch of high-tech equipment together and basically go out and see if they can track and find these things. And this, Kevin Day and PJ Hughes and Gary and all these guys, all these guys were on either the Princeton, at the time, or they were on the aircraft carrier, and it affected them in a way that they were compelled to start a company and try and find these things, man. The way that it's blown up.
I like one of your listeners just popped up. We're all one consciousness. Yeah, that's one way to look at it, right? That we're all. That, for example, all of the they say. I don't know all, but I've heard it said that way. All of the aspen trees in Colorado are all connected.
They are.
There's really just one great big aspen organism.
That's a big ass.
That's a big ass organism, right? But in that same way, that's just an analogy for I think she's saying here is it's like, we're all part of that consciousness web or whatever it is, we're all little pieces in there,
Yes, dude.
Dude, speaking
and
of
when we die, we have NDEs, and that's what we're doing, right? We're like floating, and that's what God is. I mean, I think God is real. I don't know what that means. I don't understand God, right? I mean, it's too way over my head to really understand God. But like I can believe that's how we experience it, right? As we die, and like we're going down the tunnel, man. And we're joining in our little consciousness brothers and sisters, that we're all connected, right? And that's one big glowing ball of light at the end of it, right? And we're all, and that's where we want to go back to. That's where we came from.
Big old balls of gas. I love it.
Billions and billions.
Billions and billions and billions.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kira, she sent us a photo. I think you guys, I want to get y'all's take on this. The email said it reminds her of a van. Speaking of Big Willie, Big Willie's in the house, by the way.
We're talking a VW van.
He's our weekend host here on the garage. He's got that silky smooth voice. Willie. And I think you spoke to Big Willie the first time.
He was my first contact into this universe we're in right now.
Yes, dude. Yes.
But Kira sent us these photos, man, and
that is Big Willie in his van.
That is big, dude. That's Big Willie in his van, dude.
And then he's got a big green force field around him. No, I'm sorry. I jest.
Well, she said, I mean, she got these photos and it was just unlike anything she's ever seen. And what makes a little square, little boop, boop?
It looks like a little Star Trek shuttlecraft.
Look at that.
It does, right? Like the transport craft. Yes. Yeah.
Dude. I just think that's so. This is one of the reasons why I think it's important that we're talking about. I mean, with what Gary Voorhees is doing with UAPX and what the Galileo Project is doing. Like everybody complains about every UFO photo and video being, shot on a potato. Not knocking your photo, Kira, but like, wouldn't it be awesome if we had like a high definition? Like, we're not expecting you to have a $30,000 camera in your pocket, right? And that's what you need for these objects. They move so fast. They're there for a blink of an eye and then they're gone. Like even if you have the
see that would make sense, right? That they're thoughts.
Ooh.
Dude, yes, they're here.
But
And
a
then they're
UFO
gone.
is just a thought. Because we are all just thoughts.
Love that.
Yeah,
You
me
know?
too, dude.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Ben. I didn't mean to butt in, but I felt the need to communicate that.
Yeah, exactly. And we had said that before, Ben,
The
right?
boys in Elgin told me to tell you that.
That the end of the universe, man.
Yeah, that's right, man.
And we had talked about that before, Ben. Like, right? Like, if I threw a baseball at you right now, would you have enough time to take your phone out and take a picture of it?
Exactly. Yeah. And if no one had ever seen a baseball before, and I were to tell somebody else, yeah, dude, this baseball, this white round object with red stitches flew past me faster. I swear, I knew what it looked like. I saw it, but and you try to take a photo of a freaking baseball with a cell phone. Good luck.
It's gonna be blurry.
Right.
It's gonna be blurry.
That's what the boys in Elgin told me. The one you call Ben is close. It's very close. I said, close to what? And then they just repeated it. Very close.
I'm very close.
Whoa!
I'm always close, dude.
Very close.
Oh my gosh. But
yeah, Gary said, yeah, you'll not get a good photo, right? His exact message was probably will not get one. If they use power sources that can bend space-time, then it would bend everything around it, including light, which makes a lot of sense on why it's hard to get a photo of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Gary's done some cool stuff lately.
Okay, I have to get some water. You guys keep it going. I got to get some water.
Go for it, man.
Your thing, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's another factor in it as well. Like if a camera uses light on a sensor,
yeah,
and you're trying to take a photo of something that's bending light around it,
yes,
it goes back to that Mitch Hedberg bit. Like Bigfoot's blurry, dude.
Bigfoot, maybe he is blurry, right? It's very true.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Shit.
Also, man, I'm having such a great time with Jojo.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so glad he got his internet fixed.
Me too, dude. He's a hoot. I love this guy.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun.
Yeah, dude. We've got some more photos too, man. Let's see. Just make sure I get the name right.
Gary says there would be a time dilation effect around the craft due to the bend in space and time. So you're not in the same time. They're not in the same time as you.
Dude.
Yeah.
What?
Which also makes sense on like why you would see it and it would kind of phase in and out, right? Because it's not in the same linear time that you're observing this object, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it shows up here and then it's over here because it did it in a completely different time than you were observing it.
Right.
Right.
Real quick before, because I know Kiera's got to go. Thank you for sending us that photo. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Kiera. You're awesome. Thank you for your support of the show. Yeah, I just want to say thank you.
I love it. I love it, man.
But yeah, so if you're taking a photo, right, like this is like breaking down like light and like time, right? Like
right.
Everything's got an increment, even light. It has a speed. If you're taking a photo or a video that's at the highest resolution that we got, I mean, what's it at, like 4,000, like these slow-mo cameras, like 4,000 frames per second.
Yeah.
It's probably something way better than that. But with the increase of frames per second, you dilute the resolution. So the slower you can, so the faster the object, right? The blurrier the object. If you're talking like subsonic sound objects, like it's okay. But when you're getting like past that, dude, good luck.
If you're at 4,000,
bro.
Yeah, if you're at 4,000 frames a second and you're catching an object moving at 9,000 miles an hour, don't matter. It's still gonna be blurry.
Might as well have taken it on a fucking cell phone. Dude.
Side note: I've always said that Gary Voorhees looks like an adult Fred Savage, or Gary's what an adult Fred Savage should look like.
Yes, dude.
Yes, dude.
Yes. Handsome. Oh, Jojo's
very
back.
handsome.
Barry.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, he's muted.
You're muted.
We've got some more photos too. Some listener photos that were submitted to you. I kind of want to get y'all's.
We saw there was a meteorite spotted like a day ago or something. You hear about that? So it was going 33,000 miles per hour.
Oh,
that's pretty dang fast.
Damn.
That is, yeah, that's fast.
It was like 10 kilograms or something, and or whatever they estimate, from the brightness and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
so they analyze it. But
dude, imagine if you're just camping and and a meteorite comes, with 10 kilograms. I mean, I don't know the metric system, but what is that like? Is it like this big, or is it like this big?
Yeah, it's like
it
was about the size of a bowling ball, and it weighed like 10 kilograms or something like that.
Well, just imagine you're out there, you've been lost for days, and you're starving, and you're like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, man. And you finally catch a salmon. He's a sick salmon, and he's been wandering around in circles in this small pond, and you're like, I don't give a, I'm gonna get sick, but I gotta eat. And you finally catch the salmon, and you cook it, and you get it on the fire. And you're about to take a bite, and this fucking meteorite comes down and splats that fish. It'd be so disappointing.
It would be.
I didn't even know where that was going.
That's like. I'm gonna have to watch the rerun of the show and think about that.
There's no recovering the meat of that fish, man. That's a
that's like I can't eat now.
Yes. It's like Los Alamos Mike, bro. When he found he found that meteorite from Mars.
Yeah, dude,
that was dope, right? How cool
This dude has a rock that, like, I mean, it looks crazy, dude.
It does look pretty wild. So, Los Alamos Mike, we had him on the show a couple months ago, and he has this rock, and they believe that it's from Mars. And they found it.
Really?
His family owns this big ranch, and it's a bunch of grass out there, and they raise cattle and stuff. So he was like, it was pretty intrusive being a rock, right? Because cattle can't eat rocks. And so he goes over and he picks it up, and he said it was about the size of a basketball, and he has sent it to like 3 different universities, right? And as soon as they get the object, they've been taking samples and then telling him that they don't have any information, that they can no longer work on the project.
Really?
And he's even had NASA scientists like take a look at it, and they've all told him, NASA told him, yeah, we'll take a look at it. And they drilled a hole through it, and then they gave it back to him, and they were like, yeah, we're not gonna study this. But
no
they
comment.
Kept all no comment, but they kept all the meteorite. So there's a piece of it where there's actual what are they called? Fossils. There's a fossil of a spider in this thing.
In the comet.
Yeah,
in the meteorite.
In the meteorite. In the rock itself, there's a fossil of like a spider. And there's also like little fossils of different types of things in there. And they will not give him an answer. Nobody will give him an answer. He's had it studied by 4 different scientists. 2 of them came from NASA, and they were like, yeah, no comment. Sorry. They won't tell him anything about it. And he's like, yeah, but there's like fossilized stuff like, in this rock. And they're like,
animals in
we'll
here,
talk about
it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you guys have talked about panspermia.
Yeah.
Before, eh?
Yeah.
That's kind of wild, isn't it? To think about.
Yes.
These little spores or organisms traveling through space after, something hit Mars really hard and blew up and it changed the atmosphere. And then some of that life came and got captured by our planet.
Yes.
My ex-wife, a fossil.
Why? Loves talking about his ex-wife.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So speaking of, about panspermia, if life were to exist, I mean, we could go to the Darwinism theory. I love thinking about this. I want to hear you guys' opinion on this, but wouldn't it be the most crazy thing to when we find other planets with life on them, and maybe they're at different stages, or maybe they're more advanced, maybe they're less advanced, we might find more crabs than usual, right? Because a lot of things end up being crabs. If you guys know anything about like nature, everything turns into a crab. Look it up, dude. It does.
Yes.
But for
Ben.
But like,
he's got all the ideas, man. I love it.
But like, so furthermore, and also furthermore. But like, what if we found what happens when we find a planet that has a shit ton of crabs, but also people that look just like us, man? They're humans, and they're like, hey, but you hold on, we're the same. You have more crabs on your planet than I do, but we're basically the same people. Like, that's gonna be pretty fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
Because this panspermia idea, if it all starts from one thing, like even if it started as kelp, right? Look at what we've been able to prove. You know, if we believe in the people that have done, you know, years of work and that can prove this stuff, right?
Yep. And evolution.
Evolution, yes. Shit. If kelp's not that,
I'm
crazy
still
of an
stuck
organism.
on everything evolved from crabs.
So there's a thing.
You know what I mean?
There's
It's
a thing
wow.
in evolution that a lot of living organisms, multicellular organisms, all become some sort of crab. You look at spiders. You look at scorpions, ants. I mean, everything is like
it's like nature was like, you know what? Let's just like put a suit of armor on and call it good.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it a debate in zoology, biology, that when we think about how eyes evolved, did nature evolve eyes more than once? When you think about it, because eyes are very complex organisms.
Yes.
Now, are there many versions? I mean, like a spider's eyes are a lot different than ours, but we have similarities too. I mean, did nature figure it out more than once? Right?
Yeah.
To kind of do it.
The spectrum of which other things are able to see other than like, you know, the human eye, right? It works our environment.
And they just evolved eyes that work for what they need an eye to do.
I've got a fact for you guys.
Right?
The first set of eyes on record is actually from a horseshoe crab, and it evolved. They're more rock-like. They're more sediment, or they're more like a rock. They're the first set of eyes, and it's called a horseshoe crab, dude. I'm not joking. I'm not fucking with y'all.
Really?
The first known set of eyes is from a horseshoe crab.
Is that the thing where the eye is really kind of a round thing with a hole in the front? You know, not unlike our eyes, but that's it. There's no cornea in front of it or anything. There's just these cells in the back.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Rods.
That pick up light.
Yep.
Through the hole in the front, and those are like early primitive eyes.
It's it's like kind of like a camera where there's like this really sensitive tissue in the back, and then that little hole lets in light, and then those little spots on the inside are like, okay, cool. This is all right. I got it. I got it.
All they need to know is I see something moving, so I'm going to move and keep from getting stepped on. That's all I got to do.
Yeah, they can't move. They couldn't move their eyes yet. They move their whole body.
Yeah, right.
And then you look at you look at the mantis shrimp, that has like the biggest spectrum of sensory light sensory than any living creature on the planet, right? Like,
which is strange because it lives in the ocean. Dude, right? Isn't that weird? It's got the largest spectrum of light that it can absorb, but it lives in the ocean. Can you imagine if it lived on land, like what it could see?
Right. Well, you wonder about the twists and turns in evolution. You know, that like an octopus. We believe there are people scientists who theorize that octopus are as intelligent as we are, right? That they give them puzzles and they solve them like that. I mean, like they put food in a jar and they reach up with the end, take the cork out and reach right in and get it. It's like, they just figure things out real fast. It's just that they didn't have the advantage that we did on land to be able to, walk upright and, posable thumbs and all that. So, they're not the ones that went to the moon, but they are very intelligent.
People have also said that that octopus and other related family members are actually
thank you, evolution.
Octopus and
can't forget the butter
guys.
Too,
right? Butter. You got to have the butter if you're gonna have crabs.
Got to have the butter too. Thank God for cows and crabs.
Octopus could possibly be a product of panspermia.
Possibly, sure.
Because it has the DNA of an octopus is completely different than any animal that's ever been found on the earth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we don't really share any DNA with an octopus.
Not
so
really.
So it might be an alien.
Or
maybe we're the aliens.
Yeah.
Maybe we're the aliens. And it was the one here originally.
That's possible too. I mean, and there's also been historical records. I think we heard this on Clyde Lewis. There's been historical records that have actually been kept that every time that there was a meteor that supposedly passed over and exploded, that a couple weeks later there would be a new sickness or virus that would appear amongst the population, which is interesting too, on how a lot of like viruses and illnesses have come to Earth.
So Mother Nature played a wild card on us every time that happened. Yeah.
Exactly. And if we want to get into conspiracy stuff, right?
Which we do. Come on.
Right before COVID, there was actually a virus that exploded. There was actually a meteorite that exploded over China 2 weeks before the coronavirus epidemic supposedly started. And they tracked it and they found it. And then people started getting sick around that same time. So that's all hearsay, conspiracy. There's no fact to that whatsoever. That's just an observation that somebody made that I found quite interesting, especially when we're talking about panspermia and the transportation of different type of life, right, to different planets. It's very interesting. Yeah.
It is. That's cool.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy that we'll never know the exact fact of what happened unless you had a time machine, a tiny little time machine, crab-shaped time machine. But like, all you can look at is what happened, right? Like, did the asteroid fall within the China region, right? Like, yes, I think that's been proven, right? The Clyde Lewis episode that we listened to with that guest was like, shit.
That guy's awesome. Ground Zero. Clyde Lewis. Check him out.
I like Clyde Lewis's voice.
Me too.
Oh yeah, he's got such a cool voice, man.
Yeah.
That dude's like my inspiration for hopping on the microphone. Because before that, it was only Ben on the mic.
It was just you and me knowing about it stuff.
I just played the bass, dude.
I sound like I'm not a tenor. I think I'm a tenor. The high pitched one.
You're a tenor. I'm the alto.
I don't know.
Well, we're all tenors if the crabs grab us in the right place. That's evolution's a strange thing.
Some of us already
have. Dude, what a bummer for crabs. Now that I think about it, what a bummer.
Crabs, they don't know, man. They don't know.
Crabs, man, they get the bad rap, man.
Yeah.
And what do? We eat them. We eat them. Yeah, I love the crabs that have the one big ass claw.
Yeah.
And they just they show you that thing, like, hey, back off, dude. See that claw?
And it's delicious.
You grab that little hammer and
look
you're
how
like,
delicious
shut up.
I could be.
You smash it. I'm gonna eat that big old claw. Don't threaten me.
Man. That's right, man.
I want to take up one last thing, guys. We have a couple other listener submitted photos that I'd love for us to get our two cents on, and we can
let's analyze them.
Analyze. No, I'm
let's analyze them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So this this was an interesting journey because I didn't know, we don't get a lot of photos emailed to us a lot. I mean, if you guys, if you've seen some crazy stuff, feel free to email us. I mean, this is a great example of like, wow, this is pretty crazy. So
just weird.
It starts out is Janet, a listener. What's up, Janet? If you're listening, saw girl. She was the initial message was, hey, I found some crazy. I shot some crazy photos of my bathroom mirror, and I mean, on the surface, it's like, oh, I don't know who this person is. Like, let's see. So I see these photos, man. I'm kind of like, okay, that's super interesting, and I just kind of want to scroll through because I don't know what you guys see, but
I see like a bridge.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, what's it doing on a mirror? On the fog of a mirror? Is it some type of relief? I mean, my brain. I mean, I tend to go too far and then I reel it back, right? So, like, my too far thing is like, oh, it's like this 3-dimensional, extra dimensional thing that we're seeing into. I don't know. It's just interesting. Like, how would that happen? So, would somebody draw this with their finger, and then maybe the oil's left over? But who's in her?
That's possible.
Who's in their bathroom? Drawing a Monet, and then waiting.
Yeah, that's if I was them, I'd say I'd want to know who's been in my bathroom.
Like, I'm gonna draw
scary
this.
Right there.
One day someone's gonna freak out, and I'm gonna be famous. I promise. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just, it feels like it's too much work. It's too detailed.
Yeah,
I just think it's awesome. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Dude, it looks like a bridge with a bunch of buildings behind it.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that's weird.
That is weird. But so there's a gal, so she saw this when she got out of the shower?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Huh.
I don't know. She sent some other stuff, and I kind of would love to have her on the show to describe. There's some other orbs and some strange lights. The other stuff is pretty compelling. I mean, this is just kind of like just something interesting. Well,
let's give her some official feedback here. I think it's inconclusive at this time.
Yeah.
What do you guys say? Inconclusive.
I would say inconclusive. Yeah.
It's interesting though.
It's very
interesting, but inconclusive.
Yeah. Right. We need to have more details.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Is your husband an artist?
That's
Are you single? Like,
yes, maybe.
Because there's been a couple times
maybe the
where,
team needs to come over to your bathroom while you're showering sometime.
Yeah.
And investigate this further.
Just let me come over where you're taking. Just
that's right. I have some electronic instrumentation I can bring along, and
right.
I have to take some readings. That's right. I have to take lots of pictures.
Yes, and when will you be turning the hot water on? Yes.
Yes, I love it, man.
And nothing bad was sent. I mean, to Big Will, I talked to Willie before the show. I was like, I mean, Janet, if you're listening, I mean, no offense, but the when you lead with, hey, well, I've got these photos of this mirror in my bathroom. I mean, you never know what people are going to send. Like, hey, I just didn't know. So if there was any hesitance there, that's why. Nothing. There was no nudes. It was just the reflection in the mirror. By the way,
but also send nudes.
That's right. Look, we're scientists, okay? It's just data to us. It's just data.
and it's data that can be used for a Balskin Company and Co. Right? That's our other company other than TTFA, to the Farts Academy. We also have Balskin Company and Co. Which is the sister company of that. Yeah.
Remember Bill Murray and Ghostbusters? Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Yes. We need to find a shirt that says that on it.
Bill Murray.
Back off, I'm a scientist.
Yeah, I think that's what he says. Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
I'm a scientist.
I think he said that when he was in the mayor's office, right? They're all coming together and someone's giving him some lip. Or no, wait a minute. No, it was at the hotel where they they're
getting ready to go in and catch Slimer in there. In
Slimer,
the
room.
Yeah.
And this is like, I don't know.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up real quick. I'm pulling it up.
Do you have it?
Yeah, this is in the hotel, right? Right where he says when he first gets there.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Back off, man.
I love that. That would be a great T-shirt.
That's really good, actually. Shit,
it's hilarious. That's totally on brand with us, dude.
Yes,
there are a lot of great quotes. He's got a lot of great quotes. He ad-libbed a lot of that kind of stuff. I guess when they were doing the movie.
That's
next time someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I was looking at some stuff on there and they were talking about how Bill Murray got picked for the part and he never responded. And like they were getting ready to shoot the day of the shoot. They had picked somebody else to play Bill Murray's part. And then all of a sudden Bill Murray just showed up and like he was just ad-libbing almost the whole thing. And they were like, oh shit, Bill's here. And that's how he did it. He just showed up late to everything, wasn't on anybody's schedule, and just did whatever he wanted to do. And people just kind of like rolled with it.
Remember he come into Sigourney Weaver's apartment that first time and he lifted up the piano cover and tinkled the two keys. They hate this. They hate this. Yes, yeah. I guess that was an ad lib.
Oh my God. It had to be. Has that come out yet, dude?
What one? No, I don't think so. I bet they're shooting for Christmas time, maybe.
Probably, man. Probably. They're probably holding off, like with COVID stuff. I mean, nobody like is going to the movies and shit right now. So like they're probably like, we want this to be a box office hit.
You're right. You're right. Then maybe they're just leaving it in the can until it's the right time.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna be interesting, man. Or they the kids discover the car and everything that Uncle Egon was doing,
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be kind of cool. I'm pretty interested to see what happens, man. I'm pretty interested in that one. It's going to be a pretty cool one for sure. Yes.
That is cool, man.
Hey,
any more pictures for us to analyze?
I mean, yeah, we could, but what I have done in the past is accidentally shown like my license on my computer. So I'm not going to do that. I had those two prepared, and I'm just not going to chance it. I just don't want
thought of that.
I don't want any more people knowing where I live. I mean, not that we have great audience. We have great listeners, great buddies and friends that would never,
immediately screenshot it.
Immediately screenshot it.
Yeah. Like, oh shit! Screenshot.
Yeah. And then suddenly there's a website saying Ben lives here.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I could send you my Amazon wish list if you want, but like, don't send.
Yes, dude. And your OnlyFans account.
Yeah, dude. I mean, no one knows about that one yet. So.
Dude. Jojo, man, dude, this has been friggin' awesome. Yeah. Man, thank you so much.
I've enjoyed myself. You guys are a hoot and a half.
Yes, man. And like I said, we're gonna be down at the Black Sparrow. I hope to see you down there, man.
I'm gonna be in the front row.
Yes, man. Yes.
Dude,
come by, man. Take some
I'm
pictures,
going to be in the splatter section with the plastic over me while you guys do your presentation. Yeah.
How did you know we had Gallagher coming to show up at the show.
we're also gonna do like a Nickelodeon slime thing where we're gonna slime everybody in the audience.
Yeah, all right. I want it. I want the whole experience.
Yes, man.
The whole thing, man.
But dude, before you hop off, tell people where they can find you and find your show, and they'll hop on and listen, man.
Okay, man. My show, just search on the internet and search for Black Sparrow. I think
Music
it's
Parlor.
Black Sparrow Music Parlor, right? All right, and then go to their website, and then /radio on that website, and you'll get there's a button there you can click, right, and listen to the radio station. And I'm on, so it's KBSR is the name of or our letters too. And I think there's another terrestrial KBSR out there too. So don't let that confuse you. But there it is. It looks just like that. And my show is on 10 a.m. on Monday nights for 2 hours, and then a repeat of the show on Saturday night at 11 p.m.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Thank you very much. Look at my cool picture.
Cool. That is a cool ass picture. What is that?
Thank
a shiner?
you.
Is that a shiner back there?
Yeah, right. Yeah, scroll down. You can see the big. Keep down there. You'll see me. You'll see me.
There
it is.
You'll see me. There I am. There I am.
Is it a red velvet hat?
Showbiz look. That's my musician showbiz look.
As a can of Shiner Bock and a bag of Doritos, cheddar.
Those are nacho cheese,
there,
cheese Doritos.
That's the breakfast. That's the breakfast of champion. As a former,
and really, that's an empty can because I'm dipping. I'm spitting in the can.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
As a former musician,
and right here, Billy Gardner. He's a cool guy. So listen to his show too. And Gen X is a new DJ. She's awesome.
Yes.
She's totally awesome. Okay, so tune into their shows too, but definitely tune into my show.
Yeah.
Jojo Bone.
Jojo Bone.
It's been a pleasure, my friend.
It's been my pleasure too.
I'll see you in my front yard tomorrow morning.
All right. So I gotta just drop in now and say hi to my buddies over in Elgin. So tell them we got some deep questions. We got a picture of some shit on someone's mirror in their bathroom, and what's that all about?
We'll find out,
and I'll find out. All right, so we haven't dropped this yet. We're gonna get to the bottom.
I'm
ready. Man, yes, dude. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
It has been lots of fun. So, and just want to say hi to all your fans. You guys are totally cool. You guys are really building something great here. And I listen to you. It's cool. I love to listen to your shows and stuff. And man, I love Billy. He's cool.
Oh, Big Willie.
Big Willie. I'm sorry. Big Willie. Yeah, not Billy. Big Willie.
It sounds cool. Like that if you say it real fast, though.
Big Willie. Big Willie. All right, man. Okay, you guys. Good night, and thanks for inviting me. I had a great time.
Hey, man. Thank you very much, man. And we'll definitely hook up soon, man. And we'll also see you out on December 4th, dude.
Yeah. Let's trash this place, man.
Let's do it. That's a goal, man.
Trash this place, man.
Don't tell Shannon.
Yeah.
No, we won't trash the Black Sparrow. We'll just trash this place. Like Taylor, we'll party down.
Yeah.
Figuratively, we'll all meet up at the Whataburger after the show. And we'll trash
That's right. That's right. I have accountants. They pay for it all.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I love it, man.
Okay, you guys, man.
All right,
have a good one, man. We'll talk to you later.
Good times. Peace and love.
Peace and love,
bro.
man. Bye.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good
Jojo
stuff.
Bone.
Yeah.
What a hoot. What a hoot. I'm so glad the internet thing worked out and he was able to come back on, dude.
Me too, man. Me too.
Because even with the lag, we were still having a great time. But it was definitely better after we We got him back on with the, it's hard to have a 30-second lag conversation.
It is. Gary, you've never had a Whataburger? Dude. Hey, you need to come to the event December 4th, and I'll get you a Whataburger. But more importantly, I'm gonna get you Ed's Place Burger first.
Did you see where Gary's going next week?
No, where's he going?
The same place you're going.
What?
Yeah, he's gonna be in Roswell next week.
Hey, if maybe you want to like chat or like hop on the documentary or whatever, I mean,
yeah,
give me a call. So we're gonna be there.
Yeah, Joe and Nico. If anybody, for y'all listening, Joe and Nico are gonna be in Roswell. Gary, dude, they're gonna be there, bro. Filming for the documentary, dude. It's
yes.
I am so jealous and I'm not gonna be able to go. Fuck.
Why, dude? Why can't you go, dude?
Because I don't want to. No, man, it's because I have a newborn child that I would like to be around, and not chance. I don't want to chance it, man. We're being ultra safe, dude. You know that.
What is ultra safe? I mean, is it like regular safe or is it like?
Also, I don't want to leave. I don't want to do it.
You know that there's going to come a time where you're going to have to leave the nest again.
I'm not ever leaving this house again.
I mean, I'm this close to just driving to your house and dragging you out of your place, dude. And we're gonna go down to the Jack in the Box,
go to the
sourdough Jacks, and then we're gonna fucking go back to your house. And
the Jack in the Box by my house isn't open past fucking 8 p.m. Right? Like,
yeah,
they actually don't serve any food after 8 p.m.
No, they don't take credit cards. Their credit card machine is dead.
Yeah, they say they're open, but they're actually not open, dude. Like,
but such bullshit.
Such bullshit, too.
They just leave the lights on.
Yeah, it is kind of messed up, dude.
With a couple of people in there, and they just walk around and put their finger in their ass and listen to Spotify all night.
Oh, dude, I drove by one night, and they were just high-fiving each other hard, all of them. There's like 13 people in there just high-fiving. That's all they were doing.
We don't take credit cards. Yeah, we don't take credit cards. Even though it's just 2021, we don't take credit cards.
Screw these guys.
So, man, when Jack in the Box came out with the munchie, with the $5 munchie box, I was on board, bro. But how is a stoner supposed to get his goddamn $5 munchie box after 8 p.m. if they don't take credit cards?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They're missing on a big demographic, if you ask me.
Dude, because that's when they get most busy, right? Is lunchtime and then after 11:30 p.m.
Yeah.
It's like their busiest time. And they're like, we only take cash right now and wampum. And you're like,
what's wampum?
Oh, it's like a native form of money. We're only accepting wampum right now. And you're like, what the fuck is wampum? And then they give you like a history lesson, and they're like, in the time that you gave me that history lesson on wampum, you could have made me a goddamn cheeseburger and taken my credit card. It'd have been a lot quicker. And they're like, yeah, sorry, we only take wampum.
Oh my god, dude. What the? Okay, I've never heard of that. Jesus, dude. So, man, there was some more shit. There was some more stuff I wanted to go over. Okay. Oh, okay. This is just final thoughts, dude. I had this thought earlier this week.
And we're back with Jerry's final thought.
Okay. I started thinking about this, and it has to do with Twitter. It has to do with the hashtag UFO Twitter. And I know I brought this up on like the last 2 episodes, but it's really kind of been affecting me. But I chose, after our last episode, I was like, I'm not going to look at that. I barely opened up Twitter. And what I've noticed is the same amount of like disdain or just uninterest in hearing the spouting of negativity that happens. Like, I've just haven't been paying attention to it as much. And it's been making me feel a lot more positive about the community.
That's
I think
what's up.
I think we have to remind ourselves is that like UFO Twitter doesn't represent the UFO community at all. It's people like this in our chat. It's people like that are in the Space Out Radio chats. People like in the unidentified celebrity review chat, and the Big Willie chat, and the paranormal chop shop chat, and the Chad Smith chat. It's people that are actually interested in this shit, not that like check Twitter every day to like spout bullshit and like try like. So the thought though, here's my point here, is that look, we're all nerds here. Okay, let's just admit that we're nerds. All right,
totally.
If you're interested in this stuff,
I like Rolexes.
To the extent that we are interested in this stuff, we're nerds. Okay,
yeah,
and it's like this. I feel like the people that are so negative, like openly, are those people that really were treated wrong in their life, and they're trying to get back. It's like nerds being mean to nerds, so they're like extra mean. Like they're smart
because they're all smart and shit.
They're smart as shit, and like they know that like if they say this thing, they're like, oh. But I spent a lot of time learning that. It means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So that it hurts even more. Like,
you know what we should do? We should have a weekly hashtag UFO Twitter. We should have a weekly shut the fuck up today post. Where we just show up and say, hey, everybody shut the fuck up today.
Yeah.
That would be great. We should do it. I'm going to start doing it. I will lead the charge in the hashtag UFO shut the fuck up today post every Wednesday, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Today's hashtag fuck day, right?
I mean, Monday does it
also be nice.
I feel like Mondays are the worst because it's like I've been like Mondays like I have too much stuff that I need to do that I'm trying to schedule for the rest of the week, and like the one escape that I have is going for my family, my people that get me, and then I'm like met with this like, you suck, and like, damn it, I can't even go there, dude. Let's just take Monday off. Maybe take a
unidentified celebrity review says I vote for Tuesdays, and then Gary says tag me, I'll repost it, and Big Willie says at hashtag shut the fuck up day. yes, let's do it. And Simon Wells says That's so funny, dude.
All right, well let's decide what it's going to be. Is it it's
going to be official, and everybody in the chat right now, you know, if you hear the official hashtag shut the fuck up day, you know where it came from. All right, you know where it came from. Came from right here.
Is it
hashtag?
Should we have it as general as hashtag STFU, or should it be like STFU UFO?
No, it needs
Twitter?
to be spelled out. Shut the fuck up. I want you to be able to read it and really consume what you know. I want you to be able to like put it in your brain. You know, like sometimes like just the acronyms like aren't good enough. You gotta have the full word,
right.
Like to the Farts Academy, and people really grab onto that and they love it. It's
like when you say TTFA, people are like, okay, yeah, I've heard of that. No, you haven't.
You're like, no, you haven't. You haven't heard of TTFA.
You never heard to the Farts Academy.
And they're like, wait, did you say to the Farts Academy?
Yeah, we told Lou Elizondo about it. He said he was in.
He was like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Lou Elizondo is part of To the Farts Academy before he was ever part of the Gulliver's Travels fucking whatever
project.
The Gulliver's Travels project.
So we were talking about that Gulliver's Travels project with Jack
the Galileo Project. I couldn't think of the name. The Gulliver.
But so we were talking about that at the beginning of the episode in the chat, where like someone had asked, did Lou get pissed off at us for showing him the To the Farts Academy website? And honestly, like I think he has a great sense of humor, because he could have easily been like, all right, done with this interview. and he
it is coincidence that he got a text message saying he had to get off as soon as we showed him that.
It was
that is coincidence.
Yeah, but he stayed
down though. I feel like because he himself made a flatulent joke. He didn't say the word fart. He did say flatulent. But deep down inside, I know he laughed. I know he loved it. It was one of his favorite things he's ever seen, other than UFOs and aliens.
Everybody talks shit about like Lou being this or that, but that is the crowning moment where I'm like, okay, love that guy. I don't care what his politics are or what he's done. I just love that I mean,
it's like
he could have gone about
he's
that.
been lying about, he's been hiding UFO secrets. And you're like, yeah, but he laughed at a fart joke. So I win. Hashtag shut the fuck up UFO
Well,
Twitter.
it's not about winning. It's just, I don't know. It's good for me in my book. Good character, good sense of humor. If you have a good sense of humor, that's a lot of points in my book.
So everybody who's on board with shut the fuck up Tuesdays or whatever, don't be mad when we tag you this Tuesday. I'm just saying, don't be mad.
I think Lou from UCR is right. I think Tuesday's good. What does everybody else think on Tuesday? Let us know.
Saturdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and unbirthdays. It's a happy unbirthday to me. A happy unbirthday to you.
Oh, Gary says it'll be censored if it has the word fuck in it. So it has to be an acronym. Yeah.
Oh, they'll censor it?
Oh, okay. I get what Lou meant with STFU, Saturday, Thursday, Fridays.
Yes.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, I just now got that. That's funny. Okay. Love that.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That's awesome.
So hilarious, man. Oh shit.
Well, dude, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And also, like, just dude, this community we're building is fun. It's really fun. I'm glad we can all, laugh at shit and also learn, we learn some stuff.
Yeah, I'm so excited to piss some people off, like, because they just won't get it,
If there's
and
some
then
hate,
they'll come here and then they'll be like, oh, I get it.
I would just like for just a shit ton of people just to, it would be awesome to get, like if there's like some like pissiness, like you made me, and somebody just hashtags it like as a comment, like he said they don't know what it means. Like
we should just start retweeting all the negative comments.
and hashtagging
the shut the fuck up. Yeah, dude.
me. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
We like talking about aliens and UFOs. We just want to figure out what the hell.
Yeah, but I want to me. Okay.
Yeah.
There's so much progress being made
right now
on your side with your me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what is that adding to
So much progress is happening. At least me and Ben are talking about propulsion technologies that have to do with masturbation. You didn't even think about that.
No one's ever thought about that.
You know what? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Have you tried it? Have you proved it wrong?
Have you thought about powering civilization by the power of your farts? No? Okay. Well, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you do? What are you
doing?
Are you just rehashing some shit that we've already talked about? Well, shut the fuck up. This is going to be gold. God damn it. We're so smart. We are so smart. So smart. I love it.
Shit. Okay, dude. Well, man, that was a great episode. Jojo Bone. What a fantastic dude.
Great dude.
Also, thank you guys so much for all the super chats and all the support. And just sharing the shit out of the show tonight. There was a good turnout on the YouTube's lives, man. That means so much.
Hey,
Good.
you know what would be a good idea?
What?
Since this is going to be in the UFO community, right? What if we pulled like a damn it, I'm totally blanking on the name and everybody's going to shit on me for it. There's a show and it's a space show and they say the word frack instead of fuck, and they're like, what the frack? And somebody's gonna help me. Somebody's gonna help me.
Like they say,
like
what the
idiot.
frack?
Yeah, they're like, what the frack is going on right now? What if it was called the
People of
Frack
Earth?
Up Tuesday? No, it's not People of Earth. It's Star, not Stargate, it's not Star Trek. It's.
Are you talking
Battlestar
Galactica?
Yeah. Yes, Battlestar Galactica. Yeah,
frack
frack.
up.
Where they're like frack. So shut the frack up Tuesdays, dude. Yes, because it still matches, and it won't get censored because frack isn't the word fuck, right?
It isn't though,
because for some reason somebody who, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Censorship is gay. Just remember that. And I don't mean like homosexual. I mean just like gay in general, as like that's fucking gay, right? Because like we love homosexuals here, dude. So I mean,
I do.
I love them. Not like a homosexual way, but like I love it. They're clean, they're tidy. They're very good decorators.
You're generalizing, Joe.
Usually when they move into your neighborhood, the property value increases. I mean, they're great for the economy.
What I wanted to say is shut the frack up, Joe.
Okay.
So, yeah. Getting back on track. My
wife has texted me like 4 times saying I'm being too loud.
Yeah, she's already texted. I gotta go. I want to just rehash real quick. The shit that's coming out with the James Webb telescope. If you guys haven't heard about Smarter Every Day, this YouTube channel,
it has spider webs on it.
It does. It's driven by tiny spiders, a lot of them. So this YouTube channel, it's called Smarter Every Day. This dude is awesome. I just love his channel. He has the special on this episode on the James Webb telescope. I highly recommend everyone that's interested in space and what's about to happen, dude, in December. Like, this is fucking huge, dude. We're about to have the most bestest and brightest and coolest telescope ever, and it's happening in our lifetime, dude, and I can't stand it anymore, and I'm about to freak out.
You don't even have your headphones on. You don't know what I'm saying.
But anyway, I just think it's fucking cool. I haven't I highly recommend looking up Smarter Every Day, looking up the James Webb telescope, dude. Think about it, man. It's the best telescope ever.
Hey, I did want to bring up one little point on that little discussion that they had last night, where they had talked about how in the religious community, they talk about how man was created in God's own image.
Yeah.
And how we're very close to creating things in a lab constantly.
Yeah. Dude, that was nuts
and how
when he said that.
We could create a possible tiny little universe in the future. And if that's the case, then with those creatures, I've had an entire bottle of wine and I keep hiccuping. Sorry, I've noticed. And would those creatures look like us because we created a mini universe in a lab? And that took me on a mental ride for a second. Like, oh shit, I love that, because we create shit all the time.
Yes.
But are we necessarily creating things that look like us? We are creating AI, robots, artificial intelligence that kind of look like us, so that way they can interact with us, right? So if that's the case, and God made us in his own image, then did he create us to interact with him on a comfortable level? And I don't know.
That's all Avi Loeb. That's all Avi Loeb, dude. That's his brain, dude. I know.
It's crazy.
So awesome.
It's crazy.
So
part of me was like, that's stupid. And then part of me like, fucking brilliant, right? And it's weird when you have a thought that includes brilliant and fucking stupid at the same time, right? You know, because when we think about extraterrestrials, they don't necessarily look like us. And if God created everything in the universe, then how could we all be of his own image if there's a gray dude, a human dude, a reptile dude, insectoid dude, fungal dude? Like, I don't,
the mushroom guy, guy on that show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Dude, if you haven't seen that show, it's so good, dude. Oh my god,
it's called The Mushroom Guy, right? On Netflix.
That's not gonna pull up anything. No,
Lock and Key.
No, it's not. That's a great show. Not Lock and Key. Somebody in the chat help me out. It's like all the conspiracy theories and all this shit. Like everything we're talking about. It's this show. It's this show on Netflix. It's like animated. Oh my gosh.
Yes, Gary. Call me on Sunday, dude.
conspiracy theory show animated.
Simon gets it. The fungal dude.
Inside Job. It's called Inside Job.
Inside Job.
Oh, Big Willie. Oh, you just said it. Yeah, Inside Job. So one of the main characters in that show is a fungus. He's a mushroom man, and he's an asshole. And it's hilarious.
Bummer.
Cool. No, but he's like funny about it.
Oh, nice. So he's like Bill Burr, right? He's like a funny asshole.
He just parties and like gets drunk and like he just like says shit he shouldn't all day. I love it, dude. Love it. But so we were talking real quick. I know that was a lot. That what you said is exactly the string of thoughts of consciousness that Avi Loeb said on stage last night, where he's going from like, look, if we agree respectfully between science and religion that God is made, we were made in God's image, then can we further, push that idea and test that theory out and prove that theory with what has happened in the last 100 years?
Oh shit.
I mean, that's exactly what he's describing. And also he has a cool accent, so everything sounds super smart.
Yeah.
One thing that I think you, in between that string of ideas, Joe, that you missed was should we not have an AI system to detect what another AI system would create? So in order to see a life form that was created by an AI or another AI, we would have to therefore have an AI to even interpret what we're looking at.
Right.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was. You're like, I don't know what this is because I haven't created the thing that can tell me what this is in the first place. But in order for that thing to exist, the thing I created has to be created first to even tell me what this is. Like it's
So that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, with this idea of sensors, right? Like just because we can't have full great radar data or video or whatever to come up with data and science and stuff we can record on these UAPs, on these UFOs, these entities of light, or whether they be gray or mantis creatures. All we have that we can really depend on is people's memories. And we all know that that's sometimes not the best data point. It's actually the worst data point.
Yeah.
But I think if enough people agree on a specific data point,
Big Willie,
a few data points, I think that can be swayed in the way we're like, hey, this is probably a fact though, right? Like this shit is happening. People are getting abducted.
Yeah.
People are seeing this, right? Like it's not just the sensors. It's not just the data. People are seeing this. I mean,
yeah,
dude, our buddy Josh Casey just sent us some photos and videos.
Yeah, it was great.
He just saw this shit, dude.
There's a lot left out of the discussion last night, but for obvious reasons.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Which, I mean, why go? That's not the platform to go in and like, hey, for a second, stay here for how much time do you have? I have a story for you.
Yeah.
That's not the time to do it.
No.
Which I really love that we have ambassadors to this whole community like Avi Loeb, dude, because he's so well spoken, dude. I had no idea that I was in love with Avi Loeb till last night. Intellectually, okay?
Shit,
it was awesome.
Man. Yeah, I know, man. I know.
But also the Reverend to his counter, the Reverend that was to his side, the Christensen guy, he had a lot of really interesting thoughts and ideas too.
Man. He did.
I tweeted about this, but one of the things that he says is that science is just us thinking God's thoughts after him.
After him, yes.
Dude, that is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yes, dude. Yes.
That is cool. Big Willie says kind of sus if you ask me. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Big Willie show, but anytime anybody says sus on the show, we drink. So cheers.
Yes.
Well, anyway, dude,
Yeah, dude.
What do you think?
I'm out of ideas.
Okay. Well,
Till next time.
till next time, dude. That was a great.
Yes.
That was a great hang, dude.
That was, man. That was. Hell yeah.
Before we get off, hey y'all, check out Spaced Out Radio. They come on at 11. Dave Scott has got a great show. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are already here already know about Dave Scott. So we only have to tell you. We just love him and his show. And also Paranormal Chop Shop's got they've got a medium on tomorrow night. Just wanted to reference that and bring that up. That's gonna be super cool. If you want your I don't know if they're doing past lives or future, but they're doing readings. So check them out. I got a link in the description on that. But yeah, so this weekend, Big Willie's got a show. And so stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button to get notified from that. And then Chad Smith, let us know, dude. Are you gonna do a Friday morning podcast? Because if you are, dude,
are you gonna do a Friday afternoon or evening podcast?
You're already you wake up at like 5 every morning. What? Just hop on, dude.
I'm so angry. You have no idea. I would ruin the show with my negativity at 5 a.m.
Well, I would hashtag shut the fuck up on you then if you did that.
Yes, dude. Well, we don't want people hashtagging shut the fuck up to Chad Smith.
Hey, but what
Chad
are we?
Smith is a man.
What?
And he has the Richard pillow, by the way.
He does have the Richard pillow.
Chad Smith has the Richard pillow.
If you guys want to support the podcast, check out UFOGaragePodcast.com. And you can buy a shirt. You can buy a pillow that has well, the backside is interesting. It has our logo on the front, but it's something fun on the back.
Big Willie, I know. You missed the beginning of the show where I apologized because you guys send me invites all the time, and I was just saying how from Friday through Sunday, my family, they absorb my being, right? I just if I'm like, hey, I got this thing. They're like, no, family time. And I gotta go. I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying?
Your family comes first. Yeah.
I got some little churns running around. Little churns running around my house, right? And I love them little churns. So, throughout the week, nice. I don't really get to see my little churns that much. So on the weekends, I hang out with my churns.
Yeah, you're a good dad.
I try to be.
You're a good dad.
I try to be, man. So. Yeah, but the next time that I have the availability, keep sending me the links. I guarantee you. I'm kind of like the Powerball, right? You keep playing, eventually you're gonna win, right?
You will. It's way better odds though.
Not 1 in 2 million, right? I'm more of like a 1 in 30 odds. So definitely.
Chris Holmes says, you love your family more than you love us.
You are my family, dude. You are my family, Chris.
We love you.
All right, dude.
I love you, man.
Well, I'm about to turn into a crab. So,
hey,
this was a fun. Hey, this was a great time. Do we have anybody scheduled for next week? Or are we still waiting on that?
I thought we were going to do an official Thirsty Thursdays.
All right, let's do that next week then.
Official Thirsty Thursdays.
I think we should open the lines next week.
You want to open the lines?
Just fucking anybody wants to come.
For a bunch of retarded shit coming in?
Yes.
They'll be like,
I want people to call in just to say, hey,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Aliens are cool.
Yes, dude. I love it, man. I love it. Fucking let's do it.
Crab people.
Hell yeah. Maybe we'll get Lou on again. Huh?
From
an unidentified celebrity review.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I know he'd be down.
And Gary, that dude's been in the chat the past couple of weeks. Chad Smith is always in the chat. Big Willie's always in the chat. Chris Holmes always in the chat. Tammy's always in the chat. Y's always in the chat.
Gordium's always in the chat.
Gordium's always in the chat.
Tammy's always in the chat.
I already said Tammy, fool.
But then I also
Apollo's always in the chat.
Y's always in the chat.
Alien girl always be up in the chat.
Bonnie be all up in that chat looking.
Simon's a new one. Simon, I think Simon is actually a new member.
Simon
as
up
of
in that
today.
chat. I think he is. Congratulations, Simon, for being a new member. We will send you your certificate very
Simon,
soon.
sir. Yes. Yes.
Dave from Spaced Out Radio
Oh,
up in the
hey,
chat.
by the way, everybody who's here right now, you should pull up the website and show the chat.
Shit,
You know what I'm saying? So you can see the levels of what you can achieve. Not only you not only can just become a doctor scientist. Also, I love how the descriptions of everyone were the exact same. They just changed what they were.
Yep.
Your friends and family won't know what a doctor scientist is, but it looks cool and it sounds legit. Your friends and family may not know what a fart doctor or whatever.
Dude, so all right, so we're trying to think of ways that we could support the podcast. Now the show's almost over. Might as well go through this. Something new we put up, and it's kind of like a Patreon, but Patreon they take a certain percentage, and this way it just goes straight to us. So that's cool.
Because we do it, not Patreon.
And what's cool is we can spend that amount that would normally go just out into the ether to some company that just does what I just did. Instead of doing that, we spend the money on printing a certificate with your name on it and sending it to you.
Official. You can put it in a frame. You have to buy your own frame, but we'll send it to you.
If you get certified, you do have to buy your own frame.
You got to buy your own frame.
If you get certified, is it not? It's not populating on. I did the wrong window. Okay, here we go. Okay, opened up a different window. Here we go. Stop screen.
This is how Ben learns how to fix his own websites.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Certified. So if you want to become a doctor scientist, you get it. Well, we're going to send you this print. And it says, support the UFO Garage podcast by becoming a certified doctor scientist for $5 a month. You'll receive your official doctor scientist certification with your name on it. We'll put your name on it, man.
And you can hang it up next to your brother or sister who became a doctor, and they printed that shit, and your parents put it on their wall.
Yeah.
You can put that shit on your parents' wall.
Yeah, right next to
you. Go to your mom's house.
Right next to your siblings who worked a lot harder, smarter, not smarter. Worked harder than you. You don't have to work as hard. You just have to be cool.
You just have to be cool. Right?
And that's
because we don't run indoctrination camps, right? We run free thinking camps.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Camp already sounds bad.
Oh, we run free thinking universities.
Yeah, university. That's what this is.
We're the obvious. What is it? The obvious college? Instead of the invisible college, we're the obvious college. Invisible college. If you guys don't know what that is,
oh my god,
look it up.
So I love that so much, dude. How is that the first time you've been? That's a great. I love that.
I made the joke when Ryan Bledsoe was on. He was like, "Have you guys ever heard of the Invisible College?" And we were like, "Yeah."
Oh god,
we should start the obvious college.
Yeah. Oh my god,
where we can talk about the shit and it's obvious to everybody.
I mean, that's pretty much this show, right?
Yeah. The Ufonaut is the top.
That's the top tier.
The top tier, you become an official Ufonaut, which is somebody who occupies a UFO.
Yeah, you get your own, and we'll send you the little icon so you can add it to your. It's like a PNG download.
That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff.
You can't just copy and paste that from our website. You can't.
Yeah, Spooky Morales UFO Garage University, dude. Absolutely.
Dude, you have your name on it. It's going to say Space Fart Officer. Are you kidding me? You're going to have that in your office? How badass is that going to be? That's be so fun.
Be so cool. Like, if you have a job that has a CEO, you can hang that shit next to his CEO certificate.
Over it.
You're like, but I'm a Space Fart Officer.
Certified.
What'd you pay for? $160,000 for your degree?
No.
bro, I pay 10. And I'm an official space fart officer.
And technically, you could just sign up one time and get the certification and not pay us again. But it'd be cool if you kept
$5 for a doctor scientist
degree.
For a degree. It's not even a certificate, it's a degree.
Well, it's
a degree.
Yeah.
Having this degree is like being like a 5th degree black belt.
Pretty much, dude.
They're the equivalent. So like, you know how like degreed black belts can't like fight people because they're registered as like lethal weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you get an official doctor, scientist, space fart officer, or UFOnaut degree, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't even have to argue with people because legally you're a lethal weapon. Your brain is a lethal weapon.
That's a disclaimer we should put on the certification.
We should. That your brain is a lethal weapon, and so you're not allowed to argue with dumbass people all the time.
All you got to do is show. Actually, we should do certifications and a little card you could have in your wallet. Just
dude,
like
or like when somebody starts to argue with you online, you can just post your fucking degree and be like, "Look, I'm this degree. I'm not allowed to argue with you." Because my brain is a lethal weapon. I listen to UFO Garage, dude.
We almost went with the highest tier being like ufologists, but I feel like we would piss a lot of people off with that.
Yeah.
So we decided not to go with like you can get like a certified because like that's the joke, right? Like ufology, you can't get certified or like have a degree in that. Like
no,
we didn't want to piss. We'd probably make a lot of people mad if
we wanted to piss people off, but we were like, let's just go with UFOnaut.
Yeah,
but if we have a couple more bottles, guarantee you see that shit on the website pretty soon.
Bro, I mean, it might happen tonight.
One more bottle of wine, and you become
for
$50.
That's the $50 version.
Official ufologist, and we will send you a certificate to become an official ufologist.
Because like the argument is like, oh, ufology is not a thing because like there's no university or whatever. But like if somebody Googles it and they find our fucking website, like yeah, you can get certified. It actually, and then it comes on our shoulders, and then we make everybody else look dumb. Like I feel bad.
Can you imagine conferences in the next 5 years being overrun by ufologists that are that are graduating from UFO Garage University? Yeah,
I would feel like we would do the community a disservice.
It'd be hilarious because there would be like a lot of legit people, and they would have like my lab's researcher for 30 years, or like fucking like like I've been I'm a military aircraft historian, and then they'll be like ufologist, fart specialist. Masturbation propulsion technology specialist. And there were like 8 of them on the list, because nowadays when they have like conferences full, they have like 30 people.
So I actually looked into this, but like so on LinkedIn, you can add, and you have to like go through a rigmarole to like actually, because I worked for this really famous marketing company that actually I did this for them. You actually have to like sign a bunch of paperwork to actually get this approved, and all it is like $50. And we could actually do it, and then it's like established as a LinkedIn official certification.
Oh my god! Well, everybody's saying do it. So I think by tomorrow we should have a ufologist degree for $50.
Bro, it would be so funny, but then like people that weren't in on the joke would be like, oh shit.
Unidentified celebrity review said you'll be able to apply like a church and not pay taxes.
That's genius. Oh my god, I think you might be right.
It should be a religious university that studies farts and masturbation.
I spit my fucking wine out.
We're a religious university that studies farts and masturbation. Dude. And UFOs.
But Lewis, I think he might be onto something, dude. Oh my god.
Hey, if we save a couple bucks, right? Let's do it.
Like the people like at the tax place. I forgot what the thing is. IRS. They're like, okay, let's have a meeting. They didn't make a lot of money this year, but like, what should we do?
Yeah.
We're talking about
what are
farts. We're talking about masturbation, propulsion technology. Are they in the energy section, or are they in the education or religion? We don't know what these guys are.
We don't know what they're doing.
What are they doing?
Wouldn't that be awesome if there was a whole new tax bracket created for the United States because we applied? It's like a whole new tax system. Like Biden comes on the TV and is like, we're implementing a new tax bracket for religious fart universities and UFOs.
Look, we're not discriminating. Look, we want to get ahead of this. We want to get ahead of this thing. We don't want to offend anybody that's
into masturbation or farts. You heard Joe Biden say masturbation and farts on TV would be like epic. Oh shit, man.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Oh yeah. We need a master tier. Yeah, love that. Farturbation.
Dude.
Oh my god, there's so many ways we could go with this.
It's so funny. And it's just gonna keep going.
Well, like it's funny because people take it seriously.
No.
But I also take it seriously, dude. And like
that's what makes it funny.
It's such a catch-22, dude. Like,
oh my god.
Like, cause I love the shit, but I also love fucking around about it too. Like,
Me too.
It's so fun.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right, dude. All right, that's the end.
That's fun.
Or we'll just keep going. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
Much love, you guys. Again, thank you all so much for all the super chats and all the support and hanging out in the chat. And yeah, just being awesome. I feel like we got such a good crew that listens to our show and hangs out. And yeah, man, it's only permeating. We're all connecting in a way that, man, it's just beautiful to see. I never would have thought my nerdy fixation or not fixation, but interest would come to such a awesome place, dude. I just love it, dude.
I know, man. For sure. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, this has been another episode UFO Garage. Hey, man, we'll talk to y'all next time.
Hey, we'll fart next time, dude. We'll fart big, and I'm gonna fart big and fart hard and hot, getting long and big.
Again.
All right, guys. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.